You guys aren't ready for us yet, correct?
Good afternoon, baseball fans. Once again from Hammond Stadium in beautiful Fort Myers, Florida, it's Roy Hobbs World Series action. This is the Quad A 4A championship game of the 2017 Roy Hobbs World Series. It features the home team on our scoreboard, HBK from Minnesota, the Oilers, against the Orlando Brewers from Orlando, Florida. This game will feature the better players in the World Series here. I'm Doug Jennett along with David Wasson, and Glenn Miller will be down on the field, and we're going to bring you this action this afternoon. David, looks like a real good ball game with some good pitching.
Looks like a great ball game with some great pitching. Orlando just coming off a victory to get into this game. They're a little bit more tired. They've been off the field maybe 20 minutes. HBK has had a full night's rest, so they are ready to go. I believe we're ready to send it down to Glenn Miller with a pregame interview. So let's go to Glenn.
Okay, I'm here with Randy Moselle. He's the manager of the Hbk Oilers, and tell me about your week and how you got here.
Well, we come every year. We've been coming for a number of years, and we got here. We are 7-0. We've battled. We lost a player. I want to say a shout out to Joe Korkowski, who broke his jaw 2 places, still played the game. But when he smiled, his teeth spread. We thought maybe he should go home. But it's been like that. Every guy sucked it up and playing tough for all the games.
How many players? You got a lot of guys in the dugout. How many players did you bring down here?
We have 21. A couple aren't really players, but they're helping out on the dugout and stuff. So we're at 21 for number, though.
And you have a scouting report, or have you seen the Orlando Brewers yet?
We've seen more than we like of them. It's time to put them away.
So there's a lot of respect for their ability over there?
Very much so. Good team, good guys. We're looking forward to a good contest.
All right, Randy, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Okay, fans, the starting pitcher for the Orlando Brewers today will be Luis Valderrama. And for the Minnesota team, the HBK, it's going to be Tim Martin. We're about set to play. This is, of course, the Quad A of the World Series here this year. Fans have, do you need a break between games? If you do, go to Flea Masters Flea Market. It's right around the corner from the Player Development Center, and it's on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard, just near the Player Development Center. It's open Friday through Sunday, 8 to 5. They have something there for everyone. The Flea Masters Flea Market, one of our proud sponsors for Roy Hobbs baseball. Well, the umpires and the managers are meeting at home plate, and we will have this game action in just about a moment or two. David, this morning we had a great game. We hope we have some of that again this afternoon.
Absolutely, we do. We saw the Chicago team come back or hang on and win. They won 8-3, so they won their division. Now it's HBK versus Orlando. We already heard from the HBK manager. They are 7-0 this tournament. They're ready to roll. Back in Minnesota, Doug, there is 4 inches of snow on the ground. Today's the first day of deer hunting season, so these guys are a lot happier to be in Fort Myers, Florida right now than they, except for the deer hunters. But by and large, they're happy to be here instead of being back home. Now, Orlando, as we said, they just got off the field. They beat the Minnesota Bandits 14-11 in an elimination game to get to this point. So they are a little more tired, but they are just as ready to go as anybody else.
I think Glenn Miller will try to get the manager for us from Orlando down there. I'm sure you're right. They've got to be tired. There goes HBK now out on the field. And we will have this in just a moment. Let's see if Glenn's going to pick up a guest for us down there. Yes, he is. So let's throw it on down to Glenn.
Waiting for the signal. Okay, I'm here with Jose Rosado. Did I pronounce that right? The manager of the Orlando Brewers. Tell me about your day so far. You just won a game 14-11, correct?
Yes, sir. It was a back and forth battle. They hit, and we hit a little bit better. So here we are, back again. We won last year, and we're hoping to do the same thing again this year. We're playing a tough HBK team that has been here plenty of times and is looking for their first championship. So we're hoping it won't be the day.
And to talk about the sort of fatigue factor, you just played a tough game just a little while ago, and now you're back out in the heat.
But it's still a championship game, so it's all hands on deck and give it all we got. Everybody's tired, but this is all we got.
Okay. Jose, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so that sets the stage for this ball game. The Orlando's the defending champion, and when I look through the press guide, they've won this thing like 4 or 5 times, so they're a powerhouse here in this area. The Orlando Quad A Brewers. All right, we are about to set, and Eric Rookie will lead it off for Orlando, and he's about to step in, so let's settle back and enjoy Quad A baseball, the Roy Hobbs World Series.
Tim Martin, the right-hander for HBK, warming up, getting loose, bringing a kind of three-quarter style around him. We get to throw down to second, and we are about ready to roll.
Stepping in, number 44, Eric Rookie, center fielder. Boy, these guys look like baseball. The pitcher Martin has got the build and the height and the stance out there. He looks like a really good pitcher, so this ought to be a good one.
This ought to be a good one. Rookie digging in the left side of the plate, number 44, staying a little close to the plate, and here we go.
First pitch of the ball game, sidearm, outside corner, strike one called. Rookie plays center field. Number 44, the great Willie Mays on the back of that uniform, same that Willie wore. Here's the pitch. An off-speed pitch popped up out behind second base. Back goes Klefslis, and he makes the catch. First out is a pop to second.
Easy first out there for Martin. He gets the leadoff hitter Rookie to pop out. The wind might be a factor today, Doug. The wind's been swirling a little bit. Again, currently right now in from center field, but it'll cause a little bit of challenge as the days goes on.
It's a factor for us up here. Here's Del Valle. Jose Del Valle, the extra hitter, number 22, takes a strike on the outside corner. And we look around this ballpark. It's 406 to dead center, 330 down both lines. It's just a gorgeous ballpark, the home of the Minnesota Twins in spring training. Here's a ground ball to third. Fouth makes the throw across, and Del Valle is retired. 2 out. That'll bring up Larry Hingle, the left fielder. He's a left-handed hitter. Another impressive-looking athlete, Larry Hingle, for the Orlando Brewers. Martin retired the first 2 hitters. Here's a sidearm breaking pitch, stays outside, ball 1.
Hingle, a big left-handed hitter, a couple of white batting gloves, very smooth looking in the batter's box.
Here's the wind by Martin. The right-hander brings it, and Hingle hits it hard. Hits the umpire's hand. The ball was foul, but it hit off the dirt and came up, hit the umpire, and died right out there.
That's not something you see every day either. A ball hitting an umpire, but that ball was fouled just by a couple inches. But the umpire part of the field, as you know, Doug.
Yes,
so
sir.
He's as much a part of the field as the base is.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, inning number 1. We're just underway. Here's the pitch. That's a off-speed pitch inside, and the count goes to 2-1.
Unlike this morning's game, a couple of clouds here and there and everywhere around the sky right now, but looking good.
There's that outside corner again, called strike 2. Painted the corner, did Martin, and Hingle at 2-2. Martin works out of the stretch all the time. Here's a foul right back against the backstop behind the plate. And it's 2-2.
That's something you see more from younger players, from the kids these days. Not a lot of pitchers growing up know how to throw out of the windup. They almost exclusively throw out of the stretch. So it's a little unusual to see a more advanced player throw from the stretch all the time.
It's it. Here's the pitch. It's from the stretch. It's a line drive out into left center field. That ball's down, and it may roll to the wall. Hingle round first. He's heading for second, and he'll let up right there. A line shot double by Larry Hingle.
Hingle got a hold of an off-speed pitch and just went with it and just lined it out to left center. The left fielder out there, Mike Marquardt, catching up with it right before the wall, fires it back in. But I tell you what, Hingle coasting into second with a 2-out double here in the top of the first.
Nothing, I think, in baseball more beautiful than the sweet swing of a left-hander, and especially when they go away with a pitch like that.
He did. He absolutely went with that pitch and didn't try to do too much and was rewarded with it.
That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Matt Brands. Number 10 on the back of that uniform for the Orlando team. Pitch is a fastball, just missed the outside corner, and it's ball 1. You can see already that Martin is trying to stay away from the 3, 4, 5 hitters here in the order. He's trying for the outside corner there. Here's the pitch. Same place. He got the call that time. That's a strike, and it's 1-1.
These two teams have a rich lineage in Roy Hobbs. Obviously, Orlando, as we heard, won this tournament last year. HBK has been coming for 30 years now. They are stalwarts here in Roy Hobbs.
Pitch swung on and fouled over the first base dugout, out of play. And it's 1-2. Like I said, I'm Doug Jennett, David Wasson alongside Glenn Miller down in the dugout, and our good friend Wendell Brown down at the Player Development Center watching, doing nothing.
Well, whatever he does.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing for this broadcast.
Yeah, we don't want to get him in trouble.
Of course not.
Here comes the pitch. It is outside, breaking pitch. 2-2.
Just missed.
Martin looks like that his ball just runs a little bit. That was a fastball. It wasn't a breaker that I thought it was, but it's kind of like a quick slider or just movement on it because the ball moves away. Here comes the 2-2. That's outside, high, ball 3. 3-2 on Matt Brands, big right-handed hitter. Orlando has some really, really big specimen of hitters here. They're good-looking, big guys. I bet they can pop the ball. Here comes the pitch. Up high, over the plate, but high. Had to wait a minute to see what the call was. It's ball 4. So with runners on first and second now, Fred Cardenas comes up. Cardenas is the right fielder, number 17.
First and second here with 2 outs. Top of the first, the Orlando Brewers versus the HBK Oilers from Minnesota. The championship game of this division.
HBK standing for the owner of the team, Harry Cook, and he's down in the dugout. I saw him come across the field this afternoon before the game. Here comes the pitch to Cardenas, slap down the right side, fair ball, going down in the corner. This will score 1. The right fielder comes up and he throws, and it's going to be a double for Fred Cardenas. And the first run of the ball game, Orlando starts off right where they finished on the other field a little bit ago.
Boy, you talk about going with a pitch. Fred Cardenas with a textbook example, an off-speed pitch, a little off the plate, and he just reaches out and slaps that down the first base line. No chance for the first baseman for HBK, Doug Parks. Cardenas coasts into second with a double. That brings Brands to third, and Larry Hingle scores. It's 1-0.
The batter will be Rick Sheets, and you can see why this Orlando team is our defending champion and have won this a lot. This team knows how to play the game. They're going to appeal at third base to see if the runner missed it, and the umpire at home plate says no, he hit the bag. So the run stands 1-0 Orlando. 2 down. Martin, the pitcher for HBK, looking in at Rick Sheets, another big guy here at the plate. The pitch, outside, ball 1. Looks like Martin just kind of pushes the ball. He's got a real funky delivery there, but it does have something on it. 1 ball, no strikes. To Rick Sheets, here's the pitch. It's outside, 2-0.
It does almost look like he's pushing a little bit, almost like he's cocking it back just as he's bringing it around. A little bit of an unusual delivery. It obviously hasn't taken Orlando too long to get that timing down. A couple of doubles here early on.
Here's the set, the pitch, shot up the middle, base hit. That may score 2. Let's see. They're going to bring Cardenas around. They're going to be a play at the plate. Nope, it's cut off, and it's 3-0 Orlando. that ball was hit.
Sheets right back up the middle. No chance for the pitcher to make the play. Brands easily scores from third, and Cardenas on his horse around third and scoring without a play at the plate. The Brewers, again, picking up right where they left off in their elimination game. It's now 3-0.
You know, you thought they may come over here tired, but evidently they came over here warmed up. They're ready to swing the bats. Here's Travis Baptist, the first baseman, another big guy. Takes a breaking, slow pitch over the plate, strike one called.
It literally is an interesting comparison between maybe being too tired from playing a game, but also being loose and ready to go. This team clearly ready to go.
Here's a high pop foul back here. It is out of play. A few more fans here than were here this morning for this championship game. This is the Quad A championship, so these are the big boys.
Beautiful Hammond Stadium, a lot of shade up here too, so it's the fans have found that and are enjoying it.
Pitch is on the outside corner, called strike three. Baptist didn't think so, but it is. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and we left a man on base. So the score after half an inning of play, it's Orlando 3 and coming to bat, HBK. Fans eat well, support local small county businesses in Fort Myers. Go to Fort Myers independently owned Jersey Mike Subs on South Cleveland Avenue near Crystals. Jersey Mike Subs, a proud sponsor of the World Series here in Fort Myers. And fans also, we want to really know if you want to get away, Bert's Bar is in historical Matalache. The sea, the sun, and delicious drinks are waiting for you at Bert's Bar. All right, let's go down to Glenn Miller.
No, hold it. I think we're live right now with Jose Rosado, the manager. Just scored 3 runs in the first inning after scoring 14 this morning. Talk a little bit about your offense and the hitters you have in this team.
Well, we've been hitting great all week. This is definitely a good start. We didn't have a good start. What's been troubling a little bit is our defense. We've given away some runs that we shouldn't. But it's a good start. It's definitely a good start.
How many times did you score double figures this week?
Ooh, 4 times, maybe 5. Just we've knocked 2 teams out in the regular play, and we've had to score quite a bit of runs then after.
All right, well, you're off to a good start here. Thanks again, Jose.
Thank you.
This is a big left-hander out there for Orlando right now. Luis Valderrama, big left-hander. This Orlando team, as I say, they're very impressive with their size. Leadoff for HBK, the Oilers, right fielder Ramon Perez.
Ramon Perez gives the Orlando catcher a big hug and gives the umpire a nice hearty handshake. A very amiable gentleman as he digs in on the left side.
First pitch, almost hit him. Almost hit Perez. He got out of there in a hurry. Fastball, maybe that was a message for you. Don't dig in. Here's the pitch. That hit him in the back. I don't know if there's something going on or we're just wild, but both of those pitches were nowhere near the plate.
Valderrama almost hits him and then does hit him. And, that might leave a mark a little bit. He took that right in the small of the back, smiling as he wanders down to first base, kind of shaking that out a little bit. You can't argue with that. But, 2 pitches, almost 2 hit batsmen right off the bat. So Valderrama, not exactly staking himself early to this 3-run lead.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Bob Klefsis. Perez, that hurt more than it looked like because he's still in pain down there at first base and trying to stretch it out. Klefsis is a right-handed hitter wearing number 5, plays at second for the Oilers. All right, Valderrama at the belt. Pitch is on the outside corner, a fastball called strike 1. 0-1. The runner at first, Perez, was hit with a pitch. 3-0. We're in the bottom of inning number 1. There's the throw to first. Runner back in plenty of time.
Valderrama must still be trying to get the sonar zoned in here a little bit. You know, just trying to calm down, maybe a throw or two over to first base to make sure that he's got it ready to go here before he comes back home.
He's at the belt. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, fastball, 1-1. They're playing the hitter, Klofsis, around the left a little bit. The center fielder is over toward left field, and there's a gap out in right field. If Klofsis goes that way, he can run for a week. Here's the set. And the pitch outside. It's 2-1. I don't know if you want to pitch him out there if you're not going to play him that way. They're playing him to hit the left and pitching him outside.
Yeah, that seems to be reverse of how they've got him fielded and ready to go. It almost looks like they're playing him to hit it right over short because the left fielder is shaded in towards center as well.
Here's the set, the pitch. That ball's a fastball. Good movement and good velocity, but it's up. It's high. 3 balls and a strike. Saturday afternoon in Fort Myers. You can't beat it. Once again, if you get a chance to come down to Fort Myers for any kind of baseball, but especially Roy Hobbs, you're going to have some time of your life. It's a great place to be. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4. So we hit a batter and walked a batter with a 3-run lead. You can't stand the prosperity.
No, you can't, and that puts runners at first and second for HBK. Actually, a really good job there by Jeff Fortune to block that pitch and not advance a runner anymore. He got down there and dug that ball out of the dirt, but the damage was done with the no-out walk, first and second here.
The batter is the third baseman, Dave Fouth. He takes a fastball, beautiful pitch that time, strike 1. That pitch was almost in an unhittable position. It was on the outside part of the plate, good fastball. 1 strike on Fouth. Big number 15. Here's the set, the pitch. That's an off-speed, almost like a slow changeup came up there. It's outside, ball 1.
Boy, that knuckled Fouth a little bit. He got a little weak in the knees, thinking that was coming for him. Kind of stayed out of the zone though for the first ball of this at bat.
Well, if you're looking fastball, that one will break your back. The 1-1, it is swung on and missed. Fouth had a good cut at it. He's trying to tie this up.
That was the opposite pitch of the pitch before. That looked like the off-speed pitch, and Fouth was behind on the same location, and he went fishing.
Good lefty here. Luis Valderrama. He's at the belt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way to Fouth, and it almost, no, he thought it almost hit him. It broke back. That thing had a lot of movement on it. It's called strike 3.
Inside corner, Fouth again buckled in, thought maybe he was going to get ball 4 there, but it ended up being strike 3, the first out of the inning for Valderrama. He still has runners at first and second now, but to get that first out under his belt, key to start getting a little bit more composure out there on the mound.
It'll bring up the left fielder, Mike Marquardt. Mike, a right-handed hitter, another big guy. At the belt, the pitch. Strike called, nice pitch outside corner and down where you're not going to hit much with that. 1 strike on Marquardt.
Unlike the morning game that we broadcast, the sun not as much an issue, more obviously straight up in the sky, not really interfering with any fielders as much.
Here's the pitch. Outside corner again, called strike 2. Valderrama all of a sudden settled down, and he's throwing BBs on the outside corner to Mike Marquardt.
I'm not sure Marquardt agreed with that strike call right there,
think
but
so.
he took a little walk in the box and then digs back in.
Here's the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. It is swung on and looped over third. That's going to be down for a base hit. They're waving 1 runner around, and Perez comes in to score, and it's 3-1.
Another textbook piece of hitting by Marquardt. He saw that pitch getting down, went down and just grabbed it, and it, didn't try to do too much. Put the bat on it, looped it over the third baseman's head. An easy base hit for Marquardt into left. Scores Perez, makes it 3-1. HBK getting something going here as they are out for a brief mound conference with Valderrama.
This will be interesting now. The first lefty we've seen step in, and it's Doug Parks, the first baseman. And he, too, is a big guy.
This will be an interesting at-bat. Perez was a left-hander, and he got plunked in the middle of the back. Let's see how Parks fares. A little bit bigger target in there than the leadoff hitter Perez.
Klaus's at second. Marquardt at first. One down. Here's the pitch, and that's on the outside corner, called strike. Fastball. Real nice pitch.
I think that might have been the best pitch we've seen from Valderrama so far. He painted that outside corner on the left-hander Parks very early on. Now he's got Parks thinking a little bit because now he's got to think about both sides of the plate.
At the belt. Nope, he steps back off the rubber to try to get the sign he wanted from his catcher. Luis Valderrama. At the belt. Here's the pitch. Slap foul down the left field line. He got a fastball. Parks did away, and he went away with it, but down the left field line, foul.
Parks wasn't going to let that outside fastball go by unnoticed again. He reached out and got a piece of that. A little bit foul, though. But again, now I think the advantage might even go back to Parks a little bit because Valderrama's thrown him the pitch that he wanted for strike one, threw him the same pitch on strike two, and Parks caught up with it. So just a little adjustment here. Let's see what he comes up with here at 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes on Parks. Doug Parks. Pitcher's at the belt and the pitch. Oh my goodness, on the outside corner, ball 1. Looked like Valderrama wanted that one, but it was probably up and away a little bit.
Of the 4 people involved in that pitch, the pitcher, catcher, and maybe even the hitter thought that was a strike. The only one that didn't is the only one that matters, and that would be Bill Vincent behind the plate.
All right, Valderrama ready. Here comes the 1-2 to Parks. It's low, ball 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Patient piece of hitting here by Parks. You know, he saw that first pitch fastball on the outside go by, slapped that next one foul. He was patient with the 0-2 pitch, and then obviously let that one go. So he's worked himself into a good position here.
2-2 on Doug Parks. 2 on. We're again in inning number 1 here this afternoon. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch that time, way outside, and the count goes full. 3-2, 1 out.
I tell you what, Doug, Parks had the green light there. He had to hold up on that pitch once he saw that wasn't going to be anywhere near the zone. He started that barrel going. Didn't get it close enough to the zone to get an appeal out to second, but that was close.
Here we go, full count, 1 out. Valderrama pitching. Whoa, ball 4, but that took guts to take that pitch.
You know, if I'm Valderrama there, I don't feel all that bad about that at bat. Even though he issues a walk, you know, he was 0-2, with a hard foul ball. Although you don't want to load the bases in any situation, almost loading them now with 1 out, brings the double play in at any base now, with Dick Chappelle coming up. So he's got to be careful. But again, that's not like a hit batsman. That's not a 4-pitch walk. That was a better at bat.
Chappelle, I saw him play last Thursday. He is a good hitter. Ball outside, ball 1, right-handed hitter. Bases loaded. 6 hitter in the lineup, Chappelle. Stocky right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. He takes it all away. He just was taking to see if he could throw him a strike, and he did. 1-1. Dick Chappelle. Here's Valderrama working out of the windup with the bases loaded. Chappelle hits a ground ball slow at second base. They won't get to. Chappelle is out at first as the slow ground ball to Correa playing second base gets Chappelle, but a run comes across, and the game is at 3-2 now.
Klefsa scores easily from third. Marquardt moves from second to third. Parks goes from first to second. Again, a really slow nubber that the Brewers' second baseman really only had 1 play to make, and that was to first base.
That brings up for HBK the catcher, Jon Jensen. Big right-handed hitter. Jensen wears number 33 on the back of that. I think it's blue. Pitches a strike. Runners at second and third now, 3-2. Long first inning here at Hammond Stadium. Both teams putting runs on the board. Here's the wind and the pitch. Nice fastball. That time had something on it, and the pitcher shaking his head. Valderrama thought that was a strike. It was called a ball, 1-1.
Doug points out both these teams wearing blue uniforms.
High pop out behind third base or first base, goes out of play, and we'll do it again.
Both these teams, as Doug points out, wearing blue tops today. The difference is HBK in the home white pants, Orlando wearing the gray pants.
These teams come up here and stay all week in the hotel, play 7 or 8 games. I bet there is a lot of laundry done during this week. Here's the wind. The pitch outside, breaking pitch way outside, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, you got to think clean pants by Saturday afternoon are hard to come by, because no matter how much the hotel laundry can get it done, it isn't quite as good as your home washing machine.
That's right. 2-2 to Jon Jensen, the catcher. Runners at second and third as HBK tries to come out and match Orlando here in inning number 1. The pitch, it's outside again. Stayed outside. That was a fastball that had tail on it and went even further outside. So Jensen has run the count full.
Valderrama taking his time getting back to the mound, took a little walk around the base of it before climbing back up.
Here he goes, out of the windup. Full count pitch. It's slapped down to second base on about 2 hops, throw to first, and that will retire the side. But HBK came back with 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. As we go to the second, it's Orlando 3 and HBK 2.
Pete Correa with a nice play there at second, getting that play easy over to first. He got the last 2 outs of the inning to keep any further damage from HBK.
Fans, first we play, then we feast. Sideline Sports Cafe and Grill has a menu that has every day something sure to satisfy the hungriest of the teams. Conveniently located on Veronica Shoemaker, close to the PDC. That's Sideline Sports Bar, one of the proud sponsors of the World Series. Once again, it's 3-2 in favor of Orlando as we go into inning number 2. Both teams out there hitting the ball pretty good in the first inning. You can tell right away these teams can swing the bat, and they're not going to stand around and wait to see what happens. It'll be the Baptist, Trimino, and Derkele. Let's see, probably Trimino. My fault. Torino will lead off.
Trimino, Derkele, and then Valderrama hitting for himself in the 7, 8, and 9 spots here.
Lester Trimino, the third baseman, will lead it off for Orlando. He's a right-handed hitter facing Martin, right-handed pitcher. Trimino, number 3, the pitch from Martin. Again, he pushed it up there. It's got a little velocity. It's a ball low. I know early last week I saw one of my former players pitch, and he has a torn rotator cuff, and he has to throw this way. Ball up the middle. Shortstop went over, and the ball just got right through under his glove and went out into center field. So Trimino's on to start the second inning.
Tough play for Todd Van Erp there at short. He had to range to his left, get the glove down. We're still waiting on the official scorer's reaction on that before we let you know whether that was a hit or an error. But either way, Trimino gets on base here to start the second.
Steve DeColley is the batter. Steve DeColley playing shortstop for Orlando. And they put it up as an error now. There's Scotty P in the press box, official score. The bunt down the first base line, nicely done by DeCole, and he sacrifices Tremino over to second base.
Another lost art, Doug, is that sacrifice bunt, a perfectly executed one by DeCole, moves Tremino into scoring position here with one out, and once again the Brewers have something working.
Pitcher has a chance to help himself now as Luis Valderrama comes up. You're right about the bunting. I go out and watch batting practice, even in the pros out here, and they're just trying to hit it over the fence all the time. And bunting is an art that will win you ball games.
It'll win you ball games. Rarely will it ever lose you ball games either.
Right.
It's just
right.
It's kind of like shooting the 12-foot jumper these days. It's kind of a lost art.
Right. All right, Martin at the belt. The pitch is outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes on Luis Valderrama, left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher from Orlando. Once again, this is the Quad A, 4A, 45 and older World Series Championship for Roy Hobbs baseball. He bunts third base line. This is a good bunt. Pitcher off and throws to first, and Valderrama beat it out for a single.
Boy, I tell you what, Luis Valderrama, this is not his first day in uniform, Doug. That is a fantastic bunt on the third base line. Everybody was guessing wrong there, including the pitcher, Tim Martin. Had to range all the way almost to the third base line to field it. By then, Valderrama scampering to first base. Without the throw was about 2 steps too late. Now the runners are on the corners with 1 out.
You look at Valderrama, that's probably the last thing you thought. He got down there pretty quick, and the pitcher didn't bobble it. He made a nice play.
Made a nice play, and you're right, exactly. I did not see that kind of speed coming from Valderrama, so he got down there in a hurry.
Back to the top of the order, and here's Eric Rookie, and he slaps one on the ground to third. The throw goes to second. Did it pull him off? I guess not. The umpire calls the man out at second, and there's no play at first. So Rookie's safe at first, and Tremino came in to score on the play.
That's one of those where, if maybe you had instant replay in this game, I could certainly see that being a phantom tag at second base. At the same time, within the vicinity, and Rolando Amago out there, the base umpire, getting a word from Orlando's.
That must be the Orlando manager down there that went out.
That's the HBK manager, actually.
Oh yes.
Oh no, that's the Orlando manager. Yes, just making sure that everybody was out that needed to be. Orlando's manager checking on things to make sure that's Jose Rosado, that he was actually out at second.
Here's the pitch outside, ball one now to Jose Davalle. Sometimes you go out and argue on that call so you'll get the next call. So he just wanted the umpire to know that there was some doubt in his mind. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball two. 2-0. Now the runner at first is Eric Rookie. He can run. Here's the stretch. Martin's pitch. There is a high foul ball down the right field line and out of play.
That was out near our production truck. Hopefully those guys didn't get rattled up too much down there. Rookie trying to send one into our guys' area.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Martin. It's inside. It looked like at that time that Davalle was thinking the ball might break, and he stood right in there, and the ball went under his chin. It's ball 3, strike 1.
Jose Davalle kind of bailing out there.
Here's
keep
the
him getting
pitch.
hit.
Down low, ball 4. So Davalle is on, and that'll bring up the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Larry Hingle, and he roped a double his first time up.
He sure did. He hit that hard up the middle and coasted into second base. He also scored later on a double from Fred Cardenas. So Orlando again keeping the pedal down on the gas and trying to make something good happen.
It's the second walk given up by Martin here in the ball game. Here's the pitch outside, breaking pitch, stayed way outside, ball 1. Larry Hingle. Big, sweet swinging left-handed hitter, number 3 in the Orlando order. Here's the set by Martin. Checks the runners, the pitch. Right down the middle. Strike one. I think Hingle had his mind set on taking that one all the way. He didn't move.
That was definitely the red light on there, trying to make sure Martin got him a strike before he dug in.
Fakes the pickoff at second base, does Martin, and the runner got back easily. The shortstop didn't get clear over. He just kind of faked it and let him know we're thinking about you out there. Here comes the 1-1. That slapped to left field again. I'm not sure I want to pitch Mr. Hingle outside because he is a hitter. He knows which way to take that. That one well hit.
That was a long strike, Doug. Absolutely. That one rattled off the top of the bullpen wall in foul territory out there, back into fair territory, and they get the ball back in. But that might cause the left fielder Marquardt to maybe shade a step or two towards the line here as the at bat continues.
In my coaching career, I once told him to pitch the great Todd Helton inside, not outside. He hit a grand slam. There's a swing and a miss as Hingle went down. They knew what they were doing. They got him, and that retires the side. So in the second inning, they get one run, that being Orlando, and it's 4-2. Fans, do you know that you can create your own history with Got Game Hub to connect with others who live and think like you do, other sports just as much as you do? Go to gotgamehub.com and create your own new team. Steak, chicken, ribs, and burgers, you name it, Bubba's Roadhouse and Saloon has it all. They're on Pine Island Road in Cape Coral. You can't miss it.
I think we're going to go down to Glenn Miller now for a brief interview before we get back to the action. Take it away, Glenn.
Hold on. Okay, we're on here with Mike Marquardt with a D-T at the end,
Yeah,
correct?
That's right.
Okay. Well, you had a single there, drove in Ramon Perez in the first. How important was it to get on the board after falling down 3-0?
Well, anytime you get down, you want to answer back, and hopefully we can do that again this inning.
And you 10-run these guys yesterday, correct? But every day is a new day, right?
That's exactly, every bat's a new at bat. Yeah, one inning at a time is hopefully what we're going at.
So you got 7.5 or so to go. You feeling good about where you are? Only down a run.
Well, we're playing in the championship, so that's where we wanted to be at the start of the week, and we're here, and yeah, we've got a good chance. So.
All right, Mike. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, we're getting ready to start the inning here. We have Coke all over the table.
Little Diet Pepsi incident, but we're good. Jay Johnson digging in here for the Hbk Oilers. Bottom of the second. Brewers lead the Oilers 4-2.
Here comes the first pitch of the second. It's high, a ball 1. Jay Johnson, Todd Van Erp, the shortstop, and then back to the top of the order. 4-2, Orlando. The pitch almost hit Johnson inside. And I got to make sure I don't call that too soon because that ball breaks back in over the plate. And that one started back, just doesn't get there in time. Here's the pitch. Outside. Catcher wanted that one. He framed it and didn't get the call, and it's 2-1.
He sure did, but Bill Vincent calling it both ways. That outside corner for the right-hander not always available for either team.
Here's the pitch. Strike called outside corner, and we go to 2-2. I've been impressed with the ball strike calling in both games.
I really have too. There's been no complaints that we've seen from either umpire. All the fielding or all the plays at the bases have been perfect too.
Pitch is, oh my goodness, right down the heart of the plate, and the board was wrong out there. That's 3-2 now. Ball 3, strike 2 on Jay Johnson. Wind, and the full count pitch is slapped down the first baseline. It's foul. Rolls down into the tarp area here at Hammond Stadium.
I think the tarp might have eaten that ball. No, they're able to find it. Sometimes those tarps get hungry down there and manage to eat it. Doug, if you notice down there, by the way, the grounds crew at Hammond Stadium, they have a robotic lawnmower on the grassy knoll down there. It's almost like a Roomba lawnmower combination.
Here's a foul behind the plate, and the count stays full. I noticed that earlier, and if it's still running by the time this game's over, I wonder if I'd be able to pick that up and take it home.
That would look good in your front yard, would it not?
Oh, a lot better than me.
I don't think you have to feed that thing as much Gatorade as we would you.
No. Boy, that thing is right up and down, and it's doing a great job out there. Here comes a full count pitch. It's hit foul down toward the automatic mowing machine and out of play. 3-2.
I hope they have insurance for that little gadget, just in case it gets plunked by a foul ball here at some point.
They say automation may take some more jobs. There's one of them. My lawn mowing job. Huh?
You're not going to argue with that outsourcing, are you?
No. Pitch is a slow off-speed pitch, and Johnson just stuck the bat out and fouled it over the dugout.
Jay Johnson is distributing souvenirs here. If we were giving away sodas for every return foul ball, we'd have to go out to the store to get some more because he is fouling them off at a rapid pace.
And the one I had is gone now that I spilled it.
Well, half gone. The rest of it is all over the floor down here.
Here's the wind. Full count pitch on the way to Johnson. That's on the outside part of the plate, but high ball 4. Lead-off walk, that's always trouble.
Jay Johnson with a nice professional piece of hitting right there, fouling off pitches he didn't like that might be called strikes, being patient, and then is rewarded with a walk, and now he's at first base, leading off the second, brings up the number 9 hitter Todd Van Erp.
Todd Van Erp, another right-handed hitter, gets the sign from the coach down at third base. 4-2, they trail the Hbk Oilers from Minnesota. Here's the wind. The pitch, it's a slow curveball in the outside corner, called strike 1. Todd Van Erp, right-handed hitter.
You got to love being asked if we're on the air, so that I can tell people, yes, we're on YouTube, we're worldwide. You can catch us on YouTube, people watching and listening to us right now.
Pitch is down low, and the pitcher didn't like that. The dugout getting on the home plate umpire a little bit now. 1-1 count on Todd Van Erp. If they had their computers or their phones, they can still pick us up.
And that's exactly what I told the nice lady. I said, fire up your phone. You can listen to us online right now.
Yes, sir. Here's the pitch, swung and missed. Boy, that time that ball had that movement on it, and Van Erp thought it was in the strike zone. It kind of moved away.
It sure was, and Valderrama changed speeds nicely on that too. Took a little something off of it. Van Erp tied himself in knots trying to catch up to it. Great piece of pitching.
1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's outside a ball. 2-2.
Admirable job of trying to frame that by Jeff Fortune behind the plate. That was about 3 or 4 inches outside from my vantage point. You know, Fortune is going to try to frame every one of those that's in the area, but home plate umpire Bill Vincent clever enough to see through that facade.
Runner takes the lead at first. There's nobody out. We are in the bottom of the second, and it's 4-2 Orlando. Here's a pop fly ball down the right field line. It's trouble. The ball is bouncing away from the right fielder, and the runners will both be safe. And the runner at first had to hold up there. That's Johnson, because he wasn't sure that the ball was going to be caught out there by Cardenas. And Cardenas made a great effort, but it bounced free. It's a base hit.
Excellent effort by Cardenas trying to make that play. That's a tough play to make no matter where you are. But it puts runners at first and second now for the leadoff man, Ramon Perez, who was hit right in the small of the back his first time up. He also scored a run.
Perez, left-handed hitter, facing the left-hander now, Valderrama. 2 on, no out. And the pitch by Valderrama. Perez going to bunt. Oh, the catcher made a wonderful effort diving for the ball but couldn't get there.
You tell me that Jeff Fortune doesn't want that gold medal more than anybody out there. Laying out cleanly the catcher trying to make that play a good 20 feet away from his position. That ball was not very high in the air. Fortune showing great cat-like range, just a couple inches outside his grasp.
I thought he might have it.
I thought he might too.
Trying to move the runner over was Ramon Perez.
You know, if he'd have caught that, I wonder if we'd have made SportsCenter's top 10.
That would have been awesome.
That, you know, I would have even given him a hit him with the hind there.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Going to bunt again, and again it's foul as Perez is trying to move these runners up.
You know, we saw two great instances of bunting in the first, in the top of the second for Orlando. Now Perez has had two unsuccessful attempts at bunting in the same at bat, getting behind in the count now 0-2, trying to move runners over. He's going to have to swing away if he wants to get on.
0-2. Valderrama, Luis Valderrama, the left-hander for Orlando. Taking some time now, looks in for his sign. Runners on first and second lead away. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking pitch. That pitch was inside, but it came back almost over the plate, but Perez was heading out of there.
Yeah, Perez had checked out by the time that pitch started to come back around. He saw visions of that pitch hitting him again like the first at-bat was, and he said, no thank you, I'll wait for another one.
1-2 now on Ramon Perez. The pitch, swing and a miss on a high fastball, and that is a strikeout. Perez went down swinging. That pitch was up about the eyes, but good place to pitch if you're going to pitch against that left-handed hitter.
Valderrama took him upstairs, and Perez went right along with him and could not get the bat around on that. And retires the leadoff hitter. Brings up Bob Clefsis, who also walked in the first inning, also came around to score as part of that two-run first for the Oilers.
Right-handed hitter, Clefsis. Chance to do some damage here, way outside on a curveball. You could see that was when it left his hand, it was going to be way outside. 1 ball, no strikes on Clefsis. Here's the look in by Valderrama. Checks the runner at second, and the pitch. It's slapped foul. The bat goes clear down to third base. Ball comes back to the backstop, and it's 1-1.
Nice play by Lester Tremino out there at third, cleanly fielding that bat as it came screaming at him out of the hand of Clefsis. The ball was fouled straight back off the concrete behind home plate, so there was objects flying everywhere there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Clefsis, second baseman for HBK. They trail 4-2, but a chance to get back in this game right here in this inning. 2 on. Here's the pitch. That was inside and in the dirt. Nice stop again by the catcher. 2 balls and a strike, so we're going to get into the hitting count now.
Clefsis, 57 years old, a financial advisor and banker in Edina, Minnesota. He's been playing, this is his 17th Roy Hobbs World Series.
Catcher has to adjust the gear. We're all set. Luis Valderrama, the left-hander, is behind in the count, 2-1. To Bob Clefsis. Runners lead away. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's outside, but it's hittable and fouled back against the screen here. That ball was too close for Clefsis to take, and he tried to hit it into right field and fouled it back. HBK against Orlando Brewers. The Oilers and the Brewers were in the Quad A championship game. Long week of baseball here at Fort Myers in the Roy Hobbs World Series. A long fly ball to left field by Clefsis. The left fielder, Hingle, goes over and makes the grab. Runners go back to first and second, and now there's 2 out here in what looked like a promising inning. The strikeout and the fly out. Now 2 down, and the batter will be the number 3 hitter, Dave Falf.
Clefsis with a long, loud out there as the left fielder Larry Hingle settles under that one. So yes, absolutely. This looked like it was going to be more damaging, but so far not so as Dave Falf digs in.
Falf, a right-handed hitter, number 3 hitter in the lineup. He swings, boy, he's aggressive. Foul ball. Back over here in the right field stands.
Fouth is 56 years old, a title insurance manager in Annandale, Minnesota. He's got 2 daughters that play college softball, Doug.
Wow.
So obviously the ball playing runs in the family.
Yes, sir, and you can see from the way he swings, he knows what he's doing and telling them. Here's the pitch, and that ball, it made his knees buckle there, and it moved back over the plate. It's called strike 2.
Fouth played his college baseball at Bethel University in St. Paul, Minnesota. This is his 16th Roy Hobbs World Series.
At Bethel program, when I coached at Milligan College in Tennessee, we played Bethel every year down here in Florida, not up in the cold. Here comes the pitch. Chopped on the ground, foul down to third base coach, and it's still 0-2. Fouth guarding the plate very well there.
Fouth, one of these, this whole Minnesota team is going to go home with a great lower arm and back of the neck tan from being here in Southwest Florida all week long. Not exactly what you can get in Minnesota this time of year.
That's for sure. 0-2. Valderrama at the belt. Here's the pitch. Took it. It's a fastball high out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dave Fouth. He's playing third base for HBK. Valderrama taking some time. Now, when the men get on the base paths, Valderrama kind of slows down. Now he's ready. 2 out. Here's the pitch, and it slipped out of his hand. You could see that out there, and the catcher made a nice play. It's a ball way, way outside.
Yeah, Fortune showing a lot of range to his right to make sure that ball doesn't get past him, and Valderrama immediately was signaling to Fortune. That ball slipped a little bit. He was almost apologizing, making sure that he knew that wasn't anything that was supposed to be. That was an accident.
2-2 pitch. The runners lead away. Here it comes. Inside and low, and now the merry-go-round will start. Full count, 2 out. This one is a chance for a runner to score from first base if the ball hit into the gap a little bit in the outfield, because the runners will be going. You got to make sure they don't get picked. At the belt, Valderrama pitches, runners go, and it's a foul ball. We'll do it all over again.
I was just about to say that's almost not a bad position for a pitcher to step off and really interrupt the runner's timing a little bit, because you're right, as soon as there's motion towards home plate, both those runners at first and second started to take off, and you might just want to check them up a little bit. Valderrama didn't do it there. Let's see if he does it here.
A lot of teams will run the first baseman in behind the trail runner, try to pick him, but let's see what happens. Here's the pitch. Runners go. Slapped on the ground. Nice play by the first baseman, but he has nobody covering first. Valderrama just became a spectator after he pitched, standing out on the mound, and no play at all, and it's going to be a base hit for Fouth. They're loaded up with Oilers.
Travis Baptist making a nice play at first base, ranging to his right, but you're absolutely right, Doug. With the runners moving, he was in the wrong position, moving the wrong direction. Valderrama, not really getting off the mound, but he still would have had a tough time trying to get Fouth at first base. Everybody's loaded up. That ball maybe went 60 feet.
Marquardt is the hitter, the cleanup hitter for HBK. Mike Marquardt, the left fielder.
A young 49-year-old. We've had a couple of 55 and 56-year-olds come up. Marquardt only 49 from Hutchinson, Minnesota.
0-1 pitch. He swings and misses. It's 0-2.
Marquardt, a technology trainer at 3M, Doug. He also played his college ball both at Valparaiso and St. Cloud State. Did you ever play them down here?
No, but one of my good friends of the Dodgers, Tracy Woodson, was the Valpo coach for years.
See, you know everybody. I know if I ask you, there's 6 degrees of separation for every. You're like Kevin Bacon.
I'm 100 years old, and that's why.
I wasn't going to say that. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt as Marquardt fouls one straight back.
In fact, Tracy Woodson played a lot of years for the Dodgers, and then his brother played for me. And Valpo, near my hometown, a little place called Oxford, Indiana.
popular. Is there a sign there that says hometown of Doug Jennett?
No.
There should be.
I don't think they want to claim that. Here's a pitch that's outside, 2-2. It's the home of the greatest racing horse, pacing horse in history, the great Dan Patch.
The Trotters there? Is it? Oh.
That's where he was born, there in a little barn near Oxford. Pitch outside. See, there's trivia you didn't know.
I did not. I learned something every day from you, Doug. I truly do.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Marquardt, big left fielder. Chance to bring HBK right back in this thing. 2-2, bases loaded. Valderrama steps off the rubber. Now he's set. Here we go. The pitch. Fouled right at home plate. Hit the catcher right. Looks like on the throwing arm. Right on the hand.
Yeah, Jeff Fortune's going to take a little walk right there because that I think that caught him on the right hand, and everybody's going to kind of take a brief time out here, make sure Fortune's in good shape. But I think Fortune has smiled upon him, and he's going to be able to stay in the game. How did you like that? Didn't you?
did. I like that. You know.
I have a way with words. I only have to say 1 million of them to get a good one out. But I 1 in a million's a good odds.
That was it. That was good.
You just got to wait for 1 million more.
All right, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Marquardt goes down swinging, leaving the bases loaded. We've played 2 here in the championship game of Quad A, and it's 4-2 in favor of Orlando.
Valderrama goes upstairs on the 3-2 fastball, gets Marquardt to try to come after him, and as we know, that's a hard check to cash. He ends up striking out, squelching the threat before it becomes reality.
Fans voted Lee County's best seafood 14 years in a row. The Shrimp Shack is a Fort Myers favorite. They're located on Metro Parkway, 5 minutes from CenturyLink Complex. The Shrimp Shack, a proud sponsor of Roy Hobbs World Series Baseball. Well, we'll be going here now into the top of the third. I was looking around to see if Glenn had somebody lined up, and here he comes here, so we're all right. But the right-hander, Martin, still out there.
You know, Doug, there's nothing wrong with a little Shrimp Shack, and you know you're absolutely right as you read that advertisement. They are a Fort Myers tradition. Love that place.
I do too. In fact, my mother-in-law called between games and wanted to take me tomorrow to the Shrimp
Is that
Shack.
right?
That's where we're going.
And she invited me too. That was awfully sweet of her.
Well, I'll try to look in. My wife away for the week in Indiana, so mom-in-law's taking me out to eat. Now, isn't that? That's good.
I'm impressed that first of all, that your mother-in-law speaks to you, and that she would think enough of you to take you out to dinner tomorrow. So, I take it back. I won't interfere in that family gathering.
And I'll tell the Shrimp Shack that
you let them know that we'll be there next time.
That's right. We'll do that. All right. Leading off in the top of the third is the extra hitter, they call it, Matt Brands for the Orlando Brewers. Matt walked in the first, scored a run, one of the 3 they got in the first inning. Here's the pitch, outside, and a ball. Matt Brands, right-handed hitter. It'll be Brands, Cardenas, and Sheets for the Brewers here in inning number 3. Somebody going down to the bullpen, it looks like, to throw for the HBK team.
Brands, a 45-year-old attorney from DeLand, so don't say anything bad about him, Doug, or else we'll be served. He played his college baseball player where he went to law school to Stetson.
Ground ball to third. 2 hops. Throw to first. The first baseman came off the bag and made the play, got back in time, and Brand is retired 5-3. Here's Fred Cardenas, the right fielder. His first time up, he doubled down that right field line and scored 2 runs.
Dave Fout there with a nice routine play at third base. He had plenty of time. The throw was a little up the line towards home plate, but the first baseman for HBK, Doug Parks, making easy work of it, cleaning up the mess. 1 down.
Cardenas, right-handed hitter. Another one of these guys that you can just tell can hit. First pitch is swung on, fouled down the first baseline. A breaking pitch, and Cardenas took a shot at that one like he wanted to hit it out of here, and it just trickled off his bat. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Outside, did he go? No, says the first base umpire. First base coach down there trying to help him out also by signaling no swing.
Fred Cardenas, 51 years old, from Orlando, Florida. He's a senior manager at SAP Americas.
Here's the pitch. Right back to the pitcher. One hop, he made a nice play. Steps, throws to first, and Cardenas is out. Out number 2. That'll bring up Rick Sheets. He had a base hit the first time.
Rick Sheets singled down the line, down the right field line in the first inning, drove in a couple runs for Orlando, trying to get something started here in the third.
Sheets, a right-handed hitter. Another one, like as we said before the first time, big guy. This Orlando team impresses me with their size. Ball. First pitch is outside and wide. A ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Martin. Tim Martin checks and pitches. Strike call.
Rick Sheets, 58 years young, Doug. He's from Sanford, Florida. He played at Jacksonville University. Also played a little pro ball, played single-A baseball. This is his 20th Roy Hobbs World Series.
Wow. Here's a guy that comes every year then. Pitches outside, a ball, 2-1. You know, we were talking the first game. It's really too bad that our Puerto Rican friends couldn't be here this year with the hurricanes and the power outing and everything there, because they always add something to this tournament. Lots of good players.
Absolutely, and you know, hopefully they'll be here next year. Obviously, hurricanes throughout the summer affecting a lot of the southeast, both here in Southwest Florida and obviously in Puerto Rico.
There's a shot, boy, on the ground. Fouth makes the throw to first and retires Sheets. So on 3 up and 3 down go the Brewers here in inning number 3. And we go to the bottom of the third. The score is still 4-2 in favor of the Orlando Brewers. Fans have a break between games. Flea Masters Flea Market is right around the corner from the PDC on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. They're open Friday through Sunday, 8 to 5, and they have something for everyone. That's Flea Masters Flea Market over on MLK. Let's go down to Glenn now.
We're on with Matthew Brantz, extra hitter, correct?
Correct.
Well, tell me first about the job your pitcher's doing. Each of the first 2 innings, he left guys on base. He's really buckling down.
He's doing a great job getting out of jams. I think working the counts with the hitters and changing speeds.
And what about you guys? You had that 14-11 game this morning. Now you're back at it. You still feel strong and ready to go?
Oh, yeah. No, the more times you see these pitches, the better off you are.
And you faced these guys before, right?
Yeah, yesterday they put it to us. Yesterday they beat us by 10 yesterday.
But every day's a new day in baseball, right?
Absolutely.
Now, have you been on a championship team before here?
No, this would be, if we win today, this would be my first championship team here, yeah.
All right, well, Matthew, thanks for your time and good luck.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you down there, Glenn, and always good to hear from some of these players on both teams to see how much they really like coming to the World Series here in Fort Myers.
I tell you what, it's awesome that we're able to talk to these players in between half innings to really kind of get some insight, get a little color into what these guys bring. And to a person, Doug, if you've noticed, I know I have, to a person, these guys are all excited to be here. You can tell the genuine enthusiasm in their voice.
Oh, that's for sure. Here's Doug Parks leading it off. Big first baseman, walked his first time up. Luis Valderrama back out on the mound for Orlando. First pitch, strike called. Fastball right there. Valderrama gets ahead of Parks. Parks, big left-handed hitter, another strong hitter. Pitch is high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Doug Parks. Here's the wind. Shot between first and second. A base hit. Parks, really a good hitter. Slapped that ball between the first baseman and second baseman for a leadoff single.
Doug Parks acting like he's been there before. He probably has been there a time or two before, taking that pitch and putting it right back in between the second baseman and the first baseman. A leadoff single here, and once again, here we go again. Luis Valderrama having to dig himself out of a little bit of a hole as HBK is still trying to get something going. They didn't make anything happen in the second, but eventually they keep knocking on that door. They just might knock it down.
Chappelle steps in. Dick Chappelle, the extra hitter, right-handed hitter. Pitch is a strike called on a nice fastball there by Valderrama. Dick Chappelle. Valderrama checking the runner. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, right side, right through the hole. He hit that right behind a runner, and it's a base hit for Chappelle. So they've got runners at first and second now, does HBK. And it'll bring up the catcher, Jon Jensen.
Here we go again. You think you've seen this before. Well, you have. You know, the HBK put the first two runners on in the second inning, didn't end up putting anybody across the plate. But here we go again. The first two hitters in this inning, Parks with a single to right, Chappelle with a single to right. First and second now, nobody out. Jon Jensen coming to the bat.
Seems like every inning we do look up and Valderrama's in some trouble. 5 hits already. Here's the square around the bunt, trying to move the runners over was Jensen, and he took the pitch inside, ball 1. It's interesting that time that Orlando kept their third baseman back trying to get the lead runner, and they charged the first baseman and the pitcher. Let's see if they stay with that same defense. Here's the stretch by Valderrama. Here comes the first baseman charging, a bunt, third base line. It's a good one, but the pitcher's off. He's going to throw to third, and he got the lead runner. That's why they had that play on that time, because they wanted to go after the lead runner.
Strong piece of fielding there by the pitcher, Valderrama, to go and make that play and toss that over and get that lead out at third base. Parks retired 1-5 on that play, and that'll leave him still first and second, but with 1 out now for Jay Johnson.
Johnson, the first time up, walked. Boy, they executed that really nice. Like you say, Valderrama got off the mound, and I thought he bobbled it, wasn't going to get him, but he still got that runner. Here comes the pitch now to Johnson. Curveball outside corner, strike 1 called.
Valderrama threw that curveball in a place where that is almost unhittable for Jay Johnson. That ball maybe 6 inches, 8 inches out of the zone, curves back in, catches that corner.
No balls, 1 strike. Bottom of inning number 3 here in the Quad A championship game. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Johnson took a hack at that pitch and missed it, and it's 0-2. Jay Johnson, he wears number 44. He's the extra hitter in the lineup. These teams can bat 10 or 11 or 12. And just you're locked in the lineup where you bat. Here comes the pitch on the way to Johnson. He took it, called strike 3. There was nothing tricky about that. He just brought it right down the river. A strikeout for Valderrama.
I tell you what, and Johnson knew it too. There was no argument there. There was no nothing. He just took his bat and took his helmet off and walked back to the dugout. A fine piece of pitching by Luis Valderrama. Again, living dangerously, but still living, putting the first 2 runners on.
Here we go with Todd Van Erp, the shortstop, taking a pitch outside, a ball 1.
It's almost as if Valderrama pitches better if he's got runners on base.
Almost
like he's more comfortable now, now that he's got to pay attention to 2 or 3 different things at once.
He sure had him out there, so that must be the case. Stretch. The 1-0 pitch coming to Van Erp. It's a pitch that stayed just a little bit inside, so it's going to be ball 2. 2-0.
I think Valderrama with a friendly objection there. He's got a little smile on his face as he takes off his glove, rubs up the baseball a little bit. Thought he might have caught that inside corner, but, you know, it's hard to catch both inside and outside corner with those curveballs.
Todd Van Erp is the hitter. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch way outside, and the count goes to 3-0. Valderrama, almost like he was disgusted at himself that time, took a little walk around the mound, and now he's back up, ready to go. 3-0. Let's see if the green light's on. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, and it's taken all the way for a strike. Van Erp sitting in the 9 or 10 spot down there for, you know, a reason, so they're not going to let him hit at that. 3-1.
It's amazing how much pitchers are kind of in their own little world down there. And, you know, Valderrama, not a guy to leave the emotions underneath. He's going to let you know what's going on.
There's a pitch outside, ball 4, and again, he digs himself another hole. He's got him loaded now. 2 down, and top of the order, Ramon Perez. Perez hit by a pitch and struck out.
You got to figure that Perez might sacrifice his back again for the betterment of the team here if given the opportunity. He took one right in the small of the back to lead off the bottom of the first for HBK, end up coming around to score. He struck out swinging in the second.
The wind by Valderrama. The pitch is a strike called. 0-1. Valderrama gets ahead now of the leadoff batter, Ramon Perez.
Valderrama back to the windup, by the way, now that the bases are loaded.
Here's the pitch way outside. He's thrown a lot of pitches already in 3 innings. But as we heard, you know, in the first game, some gentleman pitched 2 games yesterday.
Glenn Miller and I were talking between games, and he when he was playing Roy Hobbs baseball, one of the players on his team threw back-to-back double headers in 2 days.
Oh.
4 games, complete games.
Swing and a miss by Ramon Perez, and it's 1-2.
I guess when you get a certain age, your elbow gets so loose and ready to pitch that you can just throw and throw and throw.
Here comes a 1-2. Slap foul down the third baseline.
By that logic, Doug, you could throw 3 games today.
Yes, and I can tell you what, I couldn't even comb my hair if I did.
Well, that's what Glenn was saying. He played in all 4 of those games, and he could barely stand up at shortstop. And this guy pitched 4 complete games.
And I don't know what I'm talking about combing hair either.
You've combed it all out.
Yes, that's right. Oh, there's a defensive swing. Curveball breaking out over the plate. Ramon Perez just reached out and chopped it to stay alive in there.
He chopped it, and somehow it got through both Jeff Fortune, the catcher, and Bill Vincent, the home plate umpire. I'm not exactly sure how that ball got all the way back to the screen because it looked like it was going to rattle around in there for a while.
Yeah. All right, 1-2, bases loaded. Runners get their leads, and here is Valderrama with a pitch. It's a high pop-up. Catcher has a play behind home plate in foul territory, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. So once again, Valderrama gets out of a jam.
Jeff Fortune, a nice piece of fielding there. Again, not an easy play for a catcher to make those foul balls. He's been there before, though. He knew to get under it, to make sure that he tracked it the whole way, didn't lose sight of it. Sometimes when you look around trying to see where you are, you can lose sight of that ball straight up in the air. Fortune didn't. He settles under it and retires the side.
Fans, there are more than 1,000 reasons for you to visit Flea Masters Flea Market, almost across the street from the PDC on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. Gifts, collectibles, and so much more. And their food is awesome. That's Flea Masters Flea Market, a sponsor of the Roy Hobbs World Series. And sip, 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 sip. Nervous Nellies is always ready to keep you hydrated. Located on Fort Myers Beach, it truly is a diamond in the rough. One of the best menus from the area. Nervous Nellies, a proud sponsor of Roy Hobbs Baseball. We're going here and now into the top of inning number 4, and the Brewers still lead 4-2, even though there have been base runner after base runner left on base out there by HBK.
if there's such a thing as clinging to a 4-2 lead, I think HBK has been doing that the Brewers have been doing that. HBK has had base runners on galore in the second and third innings, but couldn't push any across. Again, I'm David Wasson, Doug Jennett on the play-by-play. Glenn Miller is the man doing the interviews down in both dugouts. We're happy to be here at Hammond Stadium, Fort Myers, Florida. This is CenturyLink Sports Complex for the championship game of the Quad A Division Roy Hobbs World Series.
Orlando will send to the plate Travis Baptist, the first baseman. It'll be Baptist, Trimino, and Derkele.
Baptist struck out looking to end the first, to end what was a 3-run outburst by Orlando in the first inning.
Martin still out on the mound, throws a ground ball to third base. Up with his third baseman. Nice strong arm over to first, and real quick there, Baptist is out.
Dave Fouth again right on top of it at third base. Handles that cleanly, gets it over to first without a problem. One down for Orlando.
Here's the third baseman, Lester Trimino. Lester, ground ball to short that was booted in the second inning, and then he scored the fourth run for Orlando. Trimino takes a fastball, inside corner, strike one call. The good thing is these pitchers are working quickly, and they're throwing a lot of strikes. So, we've not been out here that long. In fact, the portable mower down there, still mowing, is not finished. So
it's still doing diagonal lines on the grassy knoll down there, just moving along, not a care in the world.
Fouled back to the screen. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Lester Trimino, 47 years old, self-employed. He's from Miami, Florida, so he plays on an Orlando team from Miami. This is his 5th Roy Hobbs World Series.
You can see a lot of these guys go a long way to play ball. They love to play. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. And Trimino didn't even walk. He didn't even go near first base. He just walks back to the dugout knowing that he was out. 1 away. Two away, and here comes Steve Derkele, the shortstop.
Tim Martin fielding his position there, Greg Maddux style, making sure that nothing happens with that ground ball. Fields it cleanly, gets it over to first. Trimino barely got out of the batter's box before he had it right back to the third base dugout.
Here comes the pitch, and it's a strike called on the outside corner. Nice pitch that time by Martin. 0-1 to count on Steve Derkele, shortstop for the Brewers. 2 out, nobody on. In the top of the fourth, a little looping fly ball out into short center field, and it's down. A base hit for Derkele.
You talk about Derkele. He's been a little bit of everywhere, Doug. Played for the Mets and the A-ball. Also played Canadian League Baseball and Italian League Baseball. He is 58 years old, and he got a little blooper there in Roy Hobbs World Series, too. This is his 27th Roy Hobbs World Series.
27th?
That's what it said. That's what he told us.
My
I'm not going to argue with him either.
That is awesome. Now, there's a guy that keeps coming back.
Hey, if you keep getting hits in the championship game, I think they're going to keep having you back.
Yes. Got a pinch hitter here, number 11. Let me check the lineup.
This is Gil Delgado.
Gil Delgado, right-handed hitter, takes a strike from Martin.
Luis Valderrama taking this at-bat off. Gil Valderrama in there in his place.
Takes the pitch. It's outside. Ball 1. 1-1. Runner on first. 2 down. Top half of inning number 4. Here's the pitch and the shot. Foul down the third baseline. Gets down in the bullpen down there.
The bullpens here at Hammond Stadium both are behind, or they're out of play, but they're semi-visible to the spectators in the grandstands. They're also covered with artificial turf, so it's not grass down in there because there's 4 or 5 rubbers in there to pitch from. So they keep that AstroTurf in there.
Boy, the wind is picking up here, causing us as much problems as it is the players on their pop-ups. 2 ball, 2 strike. The pitch is pop foul down the right field line.
Don't hit the Roomba. It didn't.
Nope, it's up into the grandstand here where the young guys sitting down that way want to go look and see if they can get them a souvenir.
in a vintage Milwaukee Bucks uniform too. So he's rooting for the home team here tonight.
That's right. At the belt, Martin's pitch swung on, slow chopper to short. The flip to second, and that will retire the side. So in the top of the 4th inning, no runs again. It's 4-2 still. The Orlando Brewers are leading the HBK Oilers. Fans, Bubba's Roadhouse has steak, chicken, ribs, and burgers. You name it. Bubba's Roadhouse and Saloon has it all. They're on Pine Island Road in Cape Coral. You cannot miss it. We're going to go down to Glenn Miller outside the dugout, and let's see who Glenn's going to pick up down there to talk to. Let's take it down to Glenn.
All right, we're back here with Randy Moselle, the HBK manager, and I want to ask you about a couple of different things. Sure. First of all, Tim Martin, your pitcher.
Yes, sir.
Since the first inning, he's really settled in the groove. How would you assess how he's doing?
Tim's doing great. Tim is threw a bunch of innings against these guys last year. It was very successful, and he's doing it again and finding his groove. So
he seems like a real battler, a competitor. How would you describe him?
he is. He'll play shortstop. He'll hit. He'll pitch again. He'll play short. He'll run for anybody. He's that kind of ball player. He's always ready.
Yeah, I thought about interviewing him in the middle of the game. Looked like he might be too intense to interview.
You're not going to get him for an interview until he's done pitching.
That's what I figured. And last thing, you've had some opportunities. I think you left 7 runners on the first 3 innings, if my math is right. You feel like you're just that one big 2-out hit away?
I need a big hit when you get our bunts now. Yeah.
All right, well, Randy, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Okay, thank you down there again, Glenn. Fans, you want to really get away? Bert's Bar is waiting in historic and gorgeous Matalache. The sun, sea, and delicious drinks are waiting for you at Bert's Bar.
I could go for some Matalache action tonight. I bet it's going to be beautiful down there.
You know, these ads are having me read are making me hungry.
Hungry or thirsty?
Both.
That's fair. That's fair.
After the game, I may hit someplace.
We may have to visit one of our fine sponsors.
That's right. Leading off in the bottom of the 4th is Bob Klofsis, the second baseman for HBK. He's walked and hit a fly ball to left field. Right-handed hitter Bob Klofsis. Bunt down the third baseline will go foul. And the count's 0-2 quickly.
We just heard from Randy Moselle, the manager of the HBK Oilers, who said this exact same thing. Got to get their bunts down. They've got to make sure that they're doing what they need to do fundamentally right to catch up to this lead by the Brewers. They have not done so far, and there's another example of a missed opportunity to get the leadoff man on.
No balls, 2 strikes. Valderrama did not hit, but he's back out there on the mound. The pitch. Ground ball, third base, 3 hops, third baseman up, long throw across, and that's the first out. Nice play there again by the third baseman for Orlando.
Lester Termino making a nice play, scooping that up, getting it right over to the first baseman, Travis Baptist, 1 down for HBK. Now, it'll be interesting now, Doug, because, you know, Valderrama's got the first out of this inning before he's put 2 or 3 guys on. Yeah. So let's see if HBK's luck changes here as a result.
That brings up Dave Fouth, the third baseman. Strike called on the outside corner. I would say that Valderrama does need a quick 1-2-3, and that might pick him up a lot. Left-hander comes with a 0-1 fastball high. Did he go? They're trying to get him to peel the wrong way. You got to peel first base, and he says no. He didn't go.
I don't think third base umpire Rolando Almagar had an opinion on that.
No, I don't either.
I think you could keep asking him, and he wouldn't really have an answer for you.
1-1 pitch. High drive, left field, way back. The left fielder can't get it. It's out near the warning track. Fouth heading around first and goes into second with a long double to left field.
Coasting in his Fouth into second base. That ball got over the head of Larry Hingle out in left field. A well-struck ball into the wind, too, for a 1-out double here for HBK. HBK once again putting runners in scoring position. But let's see if they can get something going here now on top of it.
Mike Marquardt, the left fielder. Marquardt right-handed hitter, 1 for 2 today. That's hit number 6 for the Oilers. Low on a fastball, 1 ball, no strike. Fouth is a really impressive hitter. He's the young man you said had 2 daughters that play softball, right?
Yes, indeed, and he is showing that he knows a thing or two about putting the bat on the ball.
Those girls better listen to Dad. Fake pick off at second, nothing happening out there. Fouth is back easily.
Fouth holding his batting gloves like I did when I played, Doug, holding them in his hands, and I was taught that by Tim Jago, who you and I both know, God bless his soul. Tim, Coach Jago used to tell us to hold those batting gloves so that way if you slid in head first, you wouldn't break any fingers reaching for the bag.
There's a shot over the bag at third, but it's foul. Goes clear down in the corner. And whatever Tim Jago, the great coach at Cypress Lake, told me I would do too. He knew the game.
He sure did. He sure did. And, you know, I played left bench for him most often, but every now and then he'd take pity on me and put me in the game, which I appreciated.
My first 2 years at Cypress were Tim's last 2 over there before he passed, and that man was a wonderful, love kids. He just absolutely loved kids.
Great to see Cypress's baseball field named in Coach Jago's memory, too. I'm very happy to see that on the scoreboard out there.
Everybody that I've ever met that played for Jago loved him.
I didn't love him as much when I played for him now, but I loved him now.
Yeah.
I loved him later.
Here's a shot on the ground to short. They've got the runner trapped now between second and third. Fouth going to go back to second. They're going to run him all the way back. And did they get him out there? No!
Never tagged him.
Fouth kind of went down head first, and I think you're right. The
Tremino had the ball
and just went over
in his hand and just almost kind of ran over him as Fouth was stumbling back to second. Tremino never applied the tag, and the base umpire out there, that would be Norm Gordon on that call, very alertly saw that there was no tag, and therefore Fouth gets back safely to second base, and Marquardt obviously gets on via fielder's choice.
That could be a big play because here is Valderrama in a jam again. Big Doug Parks, the first baseman, with 2 on, 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Stretch by Valderrama. The pitch to Parks. He took a pitch right on the inside part of the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. Runners in scoring position. It seems like we've said that all afternoon.
We've said that every inning for HBK.
Yes, and they still, Orlando being ahead in this ball game.
HBK pushed 2 across in the first, but after that, Valderrama had been living well and dangerously.
Right back to the mound. To second for 1, to first for a double play, and they got out of it again.
Amazing. Valderrama helping his own cause there.
Yes.
Getting that ground ball fielded cleanly and quickly to the shortstop to start that double play.
And that, fans, will take us to the top of the 5th with no runs scored that inning, and again, runners everywhere, but they couldn't bring them in. So it's after 4. It's 4-2 in favor of the Orlando Brewers. Fans, one of our great sponsors is Drury Inn. And the Drury Inn located here in Fort Myers with the beautiful pool, the buffet that is outstanding for breakfast. You can't get a better breakfast than you do at the Drury Inn. One of the finest places to stay in all of Fort Myers. The Drury Inn, proud sponsor of Roy Hobbs World Series Baseball. And fans, after the field cools off, things heat up at the Lighthouse Island Resort and Suites. The Tiki Bar is Roy Hobbs World Series post-game headquarters on Fort Myers Beach. That's the Lighthouse Inn Resort and Inns at the famous Tiki Bar down on Fort Myers Beach.
You're giving me a lot of post-game options, Doug. I got to tell you, I'm now unsure as to what my post-game plans are as a result, which is a good thing. That's a good problem to have. Yeah. Again, Doug Jennett, I'm David Wasson, Glenn Miller downstairs handling the interviews. We're here at Hammond Stadium at the CenturyLink Sports Complex, Fort Myers, Florida, for the Quad A championship game in the 45 and over Masters division of the Roy Hobbs World Series. We're happy that you're with us wherever you are around the country, coast to coast, sea to shining sea.
Leading off the fifth for the Orlando is the leadoff man, Eric Rookie, and he got plunked there in the leg by a fastball. So we're going to have the lead man on for Orlando.
Rookie gets on for the second time in this game. He also reached in the second, was stranded there. So he leads off the inning and gets on base. This is Jose DeValle.
And Rookie down there can run. So let's see if Orlando's going to try to make something happen. DeValle got the sign. Martin at the belt. Pitch. Popped up, foul, trying to bunt. Goes back out of play. And it's 1 strike.
Jon Jensen not quite able to catch up on that one behind the plate. That ball was up in the air. I think it took him an extra second to locate it. And I think that was the difference between making that play and potentially getting it out and watching it fall harmlessly to the grass.
Right-hander Tim Martin, he's gone all the way. We're in the fifth. Jose DeValle, number 22, hitting for Orlando. Takes a pitch outside. It's a ball, 1-1. This Orlando team, as we said, played this morning right behind us here. Ended about 1:15 and then came right over here to play the championship game. Here's a bunt. Nice bunt. Third base side. The pitcher off. He makes a barehanded pickup. Nice play by Martin to throw out DeValle. And the runner, Rookie, goes on over to second base. So the sacrifice bunt does work. And that was a good play on both sides.
That really was a good play by Martin right there. He barehanded that bunt and turned, or planted his foot and turned, and made a nice play over to first base. So all in all around, solid piece of baseball there by everybody concerned, and that obviously puts Rookie at second, which is where the Brewers want him, trying to drive him home.
And they want no part of Larry Hingle, so they intentionally walk him, send Hingle down to first base. That big left-handed bat they didn't want to see with a man in scoring position. So that brings up Matt Brand, the cleanup hitter. So you walk the 3-man to get to the 4-man. Let's see if this pays off for HBK. Here's the first pitch. Strike called, outside corner. Nice pitch that time by Tim Martin. Matt Brand. Big right-handed hitter. He's got Hinkle at first, DeValle, Rookie, who was sacrificed over there to second by DeValle. 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Runner's going. The throw to third base is not in time. Well, both runners did not go, so that tells you that was on his own. The sign either missed or wasn't given, so on the play, Rookie steals third.
Rookie got a great jump there.
Yes, he did.
And HBK's catcher, Jon Jensen, had to almost double clutch that because his third baseman, Dave Fouth, wasn't quite at the bag yet. So he had to make sure that Fouth was going to cover before he made the throw. And as a result, Rookie was able to slide in there before the tag. So runners now at the corners with 1 out.
1-1 on the right-handed hitting Brands. Here's the pitch. He hits a shot into left field, base hit. The run will come in. Good solid hitting there by Matt Brand, and that makes them pay for walking Hinkle intentionally as the run comes in, and the score is now 5-2.
Matt Brand's jumping all over that pitch, hitting it cleanly to left field, scoring the runner Rookie easily from third. And like Doug said, 5-2 now, and you got to wonder if you're HBK, you're thinking about all those runners that have been left in scoring position, all those runners that have been left on base. Still a lot of baseball left, Doug, don't get me wrong, but every out that goes by is one more opportunity that you could have had.
Cardenas with a big swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. He was looking fastball, he was looking fence, and he didn't get either. 1 strike on Fred Cardenas.
Fred Cardenas also played single-A baseball before he got out of the professional baseball business and is now in the amateur baseball business.
There's a pitch outside, a ball, 1-1. Fred Cardenas. 5th inning. 1 run in, 1 out for Orlando, defending champions in this division. Here comes the pitch. Cardenas hits it straight up. First baseman comes over, parks, he's looking up, he makes the grab for out number 2. Cardenas not happy with himself in that situation. He hit the ball straight in the air to the first baseman.
Cardenas obviously knew that he let one get away there, and trudging back to the third base dugout dejectedly, knowing that, that might not have been the right pitch to swing at, and he might have gotten his pitch a little later in that at bat. Instead, he is out number 2 for the Brewers, that brings up Rick Sheets. Doug, it's great to be here with you here at Hammond Stadium. It almost reminds me of back in the day. I used to listen to Jim Lucas and Don Wardlow do miracle games upstairs up here. Don Wardlow, of course, born without eyes, the first color commentator ever to be born sightless and do color commentary professionally in baseball for the Fort Myers Miracle. Always great. I've kept up with Don all these years. I want to say he's listening up in New Jersey right now, and it's great to keep up with him. Obviously, a treasure in baseball.
Now, see, there's something I learned. I did not know that.
There you go. Don Wardlow, he had Gizmo the Wonder Dog who sat with him. He would read his game notes in Braille. He had a whole book of Braille in front of him that he would type meticulously before every game.
That is amazing. No ball, 1 strike. The pitch is outside. 1-1. Baseball, such a great game. Stories like that, you can find them all over.
It really is. We were here in the early days of the Miracle with Mike Veck, obviously the president of the Fort Myers Miracle. Love Mike. He employed me for a couple of years here with the Miracle as a 20 and 21-year-old kid. Gotta love that. And like I said, Jim Lucas, Don Wardlow, and Chuck Manka, their third man, their engineer of sorts in the booth. I spent a couple glorious summers here at Hammond Stadium.
2 ball, 1 strike. Rick Sheets, strong hitter here for Orlando. Hits a ball high in the air, out toward right center. Second baseman's going out. He's going back. He makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side. Sheets hit it straight up, and it was an easy out, really, but the wind makes everything tough here today.
Sure, Bob Clefs has had to really fight the wind on that one and range out into shallow right field to make that play. Clefs has made that look a little easier than it was, Doug. I agree. Either way, he retires the inning without any further damage against HBK.
Fans, are you famished after a full day on the field? Well, Catch 22 live music and sports bars waiting for you when you need to refuel. It's easy access off Colonial Boulevard near the Midpoint Bridge. That's Catch 22 live music and sports bar. We're going to go down to Glenn Miller at the third base dugout for an interview here.
All right, I'm here with Eric Rookie. Did I pronounce that right?
Sounds good to me.
Orlando Brewers center fielder. You just got on base, got hit by a pitch. Where did it hit you? How did it feel?
It hit me in the leg. It was a fastball, so it stung a little bit, but don't rub some dirt on it. We'll be all right.
You're an old hockey player, so it doesn't bother you that much.
No, it doesn't bother me. In fact, there's a guy throwing peanuts at me. I might have to go check him in the boards when we're done.
And you just stole third base from the stands. I could hear the slide. So did you lose some skin on that slide?
I may have lost some skin on that slide, but for all the years of sliding, I got a little callus built up in there, so we should be all right.
And it's well worth it if you win this game, right?
Yes, sir, definitely. Leave it all in the field.
All right, Eric. Thanks for your time.
All right,
Good luck.
thank you. Right, okay.
You got to love while Glenn's doing that interview with Rookie, Larry Hingle is the left fielder is throwing peanuts at him while he's doing a live TV interview. Baseball players are kids no matter how old they are, Doug, and it certainly showed it. He was getting pelted with peanuts while Glenn Miller was trying to ask him probing questions.
And you can sure see the enthusiasm in his voice too. This is what you said earlier in the day about how these guys still love to play the game, and they love the camaraderie with their teammates.
They really do. And in the questionnaires that we distribute to these players that we look at, to a man, they all say one of the things they love most about Roy Hobbs baseball is the camaraderie with their teammates, is the lasting friendships and memories that they have with these guys. They truly are a team, and it's showing with both of these teams right now.
Well, leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Hbk Oilers will be Dick Chappelle, the extra hitter. He's right-handed hitter leading it off, and let's see if they get something started. They need to get some of these runners in now. It's getting a little bit later each time they leave men on base. Chappelle, right-handed hitter. Valderrama brings it high outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Orlando, the defending champion, with a 3-run lead in the bottom of inning number 5. There's a pitch, strike called, outside corner to Chappelle. Here's the wind by Valderrama. Little tapper out in front of the plate will roll foul by Chappelle.
Chappelle 1 for 2 with an RBI. He had an RBI ground out in the first. A single in the third, was stranded at third. One of the many HBK Oilers who have been left on base. I'm going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've had 8. They've had 9 runners left on base here through 4 complete.
1-2. Valderrama delivers. Foul back, right back toward us, but that screen may have been damaged, but it held up that time, thank goodness.
I was cat-like with my reflexes there. I was ready to make that play.
I believe you had that one.
I think I did. I won a souvenir.
I was impressed yesterday out here. I picked up a foul ball to take back, and they have their own baseball. Roy Hobbs
World Series baseballs.
Yes.
You got to like that.
Here's a little looper out into short center field. Will drop for a base hit. So once again, HBK with the leadoff man on.
Chappelle doing a textbook job of hitting them where they ain't. He finds the green grass out there in very shallow center field. Nobody was going to get their glove on that one. A little soft looping fly ball that falls harmlessly to the grass. He is aboard. Nobody out with Jon Jensen, the catcher, digging in.
Let's see what Jensen does. He looks like a good, strong hitter. He's a big guy here, Jon Jensen, right-handed hitter. Takes a strike right down the pipe. No desire to bunt. They need more runs now than just that one, so they're going to try to play for the big inning here. Chappelle with a pretty good lead at first. The lefty looking right at him brings it, almost hit Jensen on the inside of the leg down there and got by. The catcher made a nice play. 1-1 on Jon Jensen.
Jensen didn't look all that happy that he had to exert himself a little bit more to get out of the way of that pitch. Valderrama, again, living dangerously. He's been all over the place, but it hasn't cost him. He's given up 7 hits, only 2 runs. He says he still has a 3-run lead.
Here's the stretch. Pitch, floater up there, and got the, no, it didn't get the corner. It's outside, 2-1.
Valderrama now taking a little walk, rubbing up the baseball behind the mound, reorganizing himself for this 2-1 pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike on Jon Jensen from HBK Oilers out of Minnesota. Here's the stretch, the pitch, outside a ball. And it's 3-1.
You know, I said it at the top of the broadcast, and I'll remind our viewers and listeners, 4 inches of snow on the ground in Minnesota, where a lot of these guys are from, and it's the first day of deer hunting season. I asked one of them, does that help or hurt when you're in the deer stand, the snow? He said, actually, that helps. It's easier to see them moving around. I said, that makes a lot of sense. I hadn't really thought about that being from Southwest Florida.
And I'm not a deer hunter either. Here's a shot out into right center field. The center fielder goes over, and he makes a nice running catch that time as Jensen flies out the rookie for the first out in the inning.
Eric Rookie ranging to his left well, had to even get off his feet a little bit, make a bit of a jumping grab to make that play, but he did. In fact, Dick Chappelle over at first base wasn't sure that ball was going to fall into the glove. He was about 2/3 of the way to second before motoring back to first to avoid getting doubled up.
1 out, Jay Johnson, extra hitter for the Oilers, steps in. Big right-handed hitter. Outside a ball. Nope, called strike. I got to watch getting ahead of the umpire. That pitch nipped the outside corner for strike 1.
Jay Johnson is 0 for 2. He walked and struck out looking.
Stretch by Valderrama. The pitch is, that time it was high and outside.
So that would make him 0 for 1 with a walk. I'm sorry. He was 0 for 1. Thank you for not correcting me. He's 0 for 1. He walked He walked to lead off the second, then struck out looking in the third.
I think when you get my age, you never want to correct anybody because it's happened so much here.
I expect you to correct me with everything that I say, so the fact that I'm on a good percentage is good.
There's a pitch off the corner. The catcher just sits there and holds that one, trying to influence the umpire, and he couldn't get the call. 2 balls and a strike.
Anytime you see that catcher hold at an extra beat, you got to think that the catcher knows exactly where the strike zone is, even more than the umpire, so he might have been sending a subtle message there.
Stretch by Valderrama. The pitch fouled back here toward us again. Right behind us here, the guys.
I tell you what, the gentleman 2 rows behind the concourse level here almost made a barehanded grab on that, and then it bounces out of his glove or out of his hand, and the girl on the concourse level very casually takes it from him and walks away.
And they're getting some TV time. All right, we're back with a 2-2 count on number 44, J. Johnson. The pitch. Off-speed pitch. He looked like he was fooled. Then he just got the bat on the ball barely to foul it back to stay alive.
Jay Johnson fouls that ball back, and, Jeff Fortune, the catcher for Orlando, wasn't quite sure where that ball was. He whipped the mask off so hard that it actually tumbled over Bill Vincent, the home plate umpire. Nobody quite knew where that ball was, but it came right back to the screen.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. Here's the stretch. The pitch. Fouled. Pitch was outside. He went with it. Fouled it over the bleachers on the right side, and we will do it again. 2-2. Runner on first, and it's still a 5-2 lead for the Orlando Brewers. Luis Valderrama battling. He's set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Slap right back to Valderrama. He goes to short for 1, and the shortstop fell down. He got the lead runner, but he fell down and was not able to turn the double play. So at first base, Johnson will be on with 2 down now, and the batter will be Todd Van Erp.
Valderrama fields that ball cleanly. He turns and throws maybe just a beat too early and a little low for Steve Durcollet out there, the shortstop, who fields it, makes the tag, keeps his foot on the bag, but at the same time in fielding the ball actually loses his grip on the dirt a little bit and falls down. No chance to turn 2 there. The Brewers actually lucky to get 1 there with the off-center throw by Valderrama.
Here's a pitch outside to Todd Van Erp, the shortstop. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Valderrama, if he gets this man out, it'd be one of the easier innings he's had because he has struggled. Ball high. 2-0, and with that, his catcher goes out to tell him we want the easy inning.
Yeah, Jeff Fortune right now saying, "Look, Jose, we don't need, Luis, we don't need to have 2 and 3 runners on to get back to our dugout. Let's make this clean and simple. Let's not complicate the issue here. Let's work on this guy."
2 balls, no strikes. 2 down. Todd Van Erp, the shortstop. Luis Valderrama has the sign. Checks the runner, and here we go. The pitch on the way. On the outside corner, a called strike. He took it all away. 2 balls and 1 strike. On Van Erp. Todd Van Erp. Stretch. And the pitch. There's a high fly ball into short center field. That's rookie coming in. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. So in the top half of the 5th inning, HBK still, or rather let's make that the bottom of the 5th, they still don't tie this thing up and get any runs. So we go to the top of the 6th with it 5-2 Orlando, leading HBK.
HBK gets another runner on base, but they can't capitalize for the 4th straight inning Again, time is starting to play against them as the Brewers and Luis Valderrama keep just getting out of jams.
Snow crab, king crab, crab cake, soft shell crab, blue crab, Maryland-style blue crab. We could keep going, or you could just go visit Pinchers. 3 convenient locations in Lee County. Pinchers, you can't beat fresh. Fans, a colorful dining experience is awaiting you at Nervous Nellie's Gourmet Eats, Island Atmosphere, one of the jewels of Fort Myers Beach. That's Nervous Nellie's. Well, we're going to move on here to the 6th inning now. 5-2, Orlando leading. Lester Tremino, the third baseman, will start it off. Tremino's a right-handed hitter. I'm sorry. I got one ahead of myself again. Travis Baptist, first baseman's leading it off.
Travis Baptist struck out looking to end the first, grounded out to third to start the 4th.
First pitch, chopped to third. Play is to first and 1 away. Fouth made another nice throw down there. 1 away as Baptist grounds to third.
Dave Fouth is staying busy down there at third base. He's had several chances and has fielded them all flawlessly. That one to start the 6th inning here. Travis Baptist still yet to get on the base paths here in this one.
Here's Lester Tremino now, third baseman, 0 for 2. Scored a run, though, when he got on an error back in the 2nd inning. Takes a called strike on the outside corner. Lester Tremino for Orlando. Pitch is low, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the set by Tim Martin. He throws a ground ball to short. Shortstop charges in, makes a nice play, and throws to first out quickly. Number 2.
Todd Van Erp there, very cleanly fielding that ball at short. Couple of bounces before it gets to him. No bounces on to first though. 2 up, 2 down for the Brewers here in the 6th.
This will be the shortstop, Steve Dercole. 2 quick outs for Martin. Dercole steps in, laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd, got a base hit his last time. Dercole hits from the right side. Here's the pitch from Martin. Stays inside on Dercole. 2 balls, no strikes.
Dercole, 1 for 1. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. Moved a runner over and then had a single up the middle in the 4th.
Pitch is high, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Get the first 2 easily and then runs into trouble. That's sometimes a recipe for disaster. There's a good pitch on the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Doug, the wind here has been pretty consistent into us, but it has now shifted and is blowing almost straight across the field from right field to left field.
High pop-up above second base. It is caught by the second baseman for the 3rd out here in the top of the 6th. So 3 up and 3 down for Orlando, and maybe that's what the Oilers need from HBK to get something started. After 5.5, still 5-2.
Bob Klefsis fields that one cleanly, settles under it, no problem. 1-2-3 inning, down go the Brewers. HBK trying to get something going again.
Fans, we take a shout out to the Roy Hobbs Hall of Fame host, the Shell Factory, home of the most amazing Christmas shop ever. It's also home to our Hall of Fame induction ceremony next Saturday, November 11th. So come on out and support your teammates with the Roy Hobbs Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. Now let's go down to Glenn with a guest.
All right, I'm here with Dick Chappelle, extra hitter for the Oilers. And you got 2 hits today. And you guys have a lot of hits, a lot of guys on base. But you're leaving men on base. It's just a matter of time before you get that big 2-out hit.
Hopefully it is. We have left, I think, 11 on base already, so hopefully we can start scratching a little bit more than we have.
It's got to be frustrating to get them on and not get them in. And what's the attitude here in the dugout? You're confident you're getting?
Still positive. We're still positive. We're hitting the ball. We're getting runners on, so it's just a matter of getting them in.
And you're due up again, not for a while. So what's the key to this team getting the offense going? Just that one big hit to open up?
Just get a couple guys on base, a couple guys. I mean, we've been swinging the ball, swinging the bat pretty well. It's just a matter of getting them all the way around. So.
And you know this team, correct?
I do, yeah.
What's your take on?
They're a solid team. You know what? We beat them yesterday, but I think that was more of an anomaly because they beat us last year in the championship. So we know they're a good team, and we've just got to scratch a little bit more.
And it's like a rubber match, I guess. Rubber game. All right, Dick. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay, leading off is number 23 out there. That would be. Let me check that on my.
We have Kyle Messner.
Kyle Messner, okay.
Center fielder.
Left-handed hitter facing the left-handed Valderrama. Kyle Messner. Pitch taken. It's a strike called. 1-1.
Kyle Messner takes the position, or the lineup position of Ramon Perez. Digs in there from a left-handed batter's position.
So Messner batting in the number 1 spot in the order. 2 balls, 1 strike on Messner as that one goes to the backstop. Luis Valderrama, he's been in trouble, but he's still out there. He is fighting. He's a battler. The lefty winds. 2-1 pitch. Strike called. Inside corner. Nice pitch. 2-2. Messner swinging from the left side of the plate. The pitch way outside. Ball 3. Well, they didn't think it was way outside. Valderrama really wanted that. It may have been closer than I thought, but it was a ball.
I tell you what, the third base dugout, to a man, thought that pitch was a little closer. And I think Valderrama is in agreement with him. He took a little time, takes a big deep breath before standing back up there.
Here's the wind. The 3-2 is on the corner this time, and Messner took it. Strike 3 called on the outside corner that time, and Valderrama got the pitch that time.
I tell you what, if there was any doubt on the pitch before then, that might have been a makeup call. Not saying that ever happens from umpires, but certainly that was a called strike 3 there on Messner. Valderrama, uncharacteristically, getting the first out of the inning before he puts on some runners.
That brings up the second baseman, Bob Klofsis. Klofsis, a right-handed hitter, swings and misses at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. I think we better smile for the camera, don't you?
You know, they didn't say anything about us being on any broadcast.
If they did, I would have combed both hairs.
You always look fantastic. Are you kidding me?
Ball 1, strike 1 on Klofsis. Here's the wind by Valderrama. Shot down the third baseline foul. Fielded on 1 hop by the third base coach with the magic number 13. All my 44-year coaching, I wore number 13.
I did not know. See, you are, again, telling me things I did not know.
Number 13, the magic number. Here's the pitch, outside corner, but it was not in the strike zone. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Almost an anti-superstition for both you and Dave Hinkmeyer down there in the third base coaching box. He has no reservations about wearing 13, and neither did you.
No, never. And the wind. The 1-2. Outside corner called strike 3. And I don't think that time that the hitter, Klofsis, he didn't care for that call. 2 down.
I think Klofsis, he probably didn't have a word for Bill Vincent. I think he has several words for him. I just don't think he gave them any.
Nope.
Which is probably wise to stay in the game at this point, striking out looking there for the second out.
Now here's Dave Fouth, and this guy, as we've been commenting all afternoon, he knows how to hit. Pitch outside, ball 1.
Fouth struck out looking in the first, then a single in the second, a double to left in the fourth.
The the wine. Pitch on the way is down low, and it's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes now to Dave Fouth, F-A-U-T-H. Valderrama into the wine. And the pitch. Outside corner right there, a strike. And I will say this, that pitch has been a strike all day. This umpire is so consistent. Good umpire.
It really has been. It's been there for both teams all game long.
2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That's the same place and the same result. Called strike 2. 2-2.
They're just going to have to live with it. That's a strike.
Yes,
every
sir.
time. Valderrama, this is unprecedented for him, getting 2 outs into an inning before giving up a hit and a hit batsman or whatever. He is dealing.
Ball upstairs. Full count. Hope we didn't jinx him there, but
I hope not. Yeah, I figured just as I said something really unqualifyingly positive about Valderrama, that would be the time that Fouth would take him deep.
Full count, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Outside, way outside, ball 4.
And there you go, just like that. I talk about how clean and crisp Valderrama's been in this half inning, and sure enough, a 2-out walk putting Fouth on first brings up Marquardt, who is 1 for 3. He singled in the first, struck out in the second, and then reached via a fielder's choice in the 4th.
That's by my count, the 4th walk given up by Valderrama. Runner at first, 2 down. The pitch is taking right down the middle, strike 1. Mike Marquardt, right-handed hitter. If they think they're taking these to run his pitch count up, I think that pitch count is already up there. This lefty's going to battle. He's not worried about that. There's another nice pitch. That one floated in, a strike called strike 2.
Valderrama, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, scattering 7 hits, only 2 runs. This is the definition of scattering 7 hits, too.
Yes, it is. He's pitched out of every kind of jam you can imagine. Here's the stretch. Runner holds it first. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Nice pitching that inning by Valderrama. So in the 6th, HBK gets no runs, no hits. They leave 1 on, and we go to the bottom of the 6th with Orlando still leading 5-2.
Luis Valderrama, just as we said, textbook pitching right there. 3 strikeouts, sandwiches 1 around a walk, getting out of it as cleanly as he has all game long, keeping Orlando on top 5-2.
Fans, the Shrimp Shack is proud sponsor of Roy Hobbs World Series. Fresh seafood, cold drinks, and awesome service make Shrimp Shack our go-to spot. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from CenturyLink Hammond Stadium. That's the Shrimp Shack. Also, fans, did you know that you can create your own listing with Got Game Hub to connect with others who love Roy Hobbs World Series and many other sports just as much as you do? Visit GotGameHub.com and create a new team. That's GotGameHub.com. Well, we're in the 7th here at beautiful Hammond Stadium. Orlando hanging on to their 5-2 lead. They got 3 of those in the first inning. HBK came right back with a 2 spot. Leading off for the Orlando Brewers will be the pitcher. Valderrama hits from the left side. Luis Valderrama leading off in the 7th. The pitch is outside a ball. Ball 1.
Valderrama 1 hit today. He did not bat his second time around in the 4th. Gil Delgado took that spot and reached via fielder's choice. So Valderrama 1 for 1. He bunted his way on in the 1st.
It's a high foul ball off the third base side, back up into the stands. The count's 1-1. It'll be Valderrama, rookie, and Devalle for Orlando. That's 9-1-2. Probably 10-1-2, but here's the pitch. He's fakes the bunt, does bunt, third baseline, and it hugged the line and now goes foul. Valderrama came up on that bat. The ball looked like it might stay fair for quite a while, then it went foul down the line. You know, he runs better than I thought. Valderrama. They called him out. Let's see what this is all about. What do you he must have been out of the box when he bunted the ball. I think that's the only thing I can think about. Yep.
Yeah, that is what it was. He was out of the box when he laid that bunt down. So he is out. One down here brings up Eric Rookie.
Rookie, the leadoff man, quite a player. Here's the pitch. He takes a breaking pitch right over the heart of the plate, strike one. Valderrama made that bunt stay fair for just quite a while, and then it did trickle foul at the end. But evidently, he was up out of the batter's box when he got the ball, made contact with it. Here's a pitch outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Correction, 1-1. Here's a foul ball right at the plate. Chopped right down there by Rookie.
Eric Rookie's seen a little bit of everything so far in this game. Flew out to the second baseman to start the game. Fielder's choice and was stranded in the second, and then was hit by a pitch and ended up scoring in the fifth.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. We're in the 7th. Pitch. Base hit into right field by Rookie. Good hitter, this guy, and he runs. You got to worry about him on the base path now. So a 1-out single to right by Eric Rookie brings up Jose DeValle.
Eric Rookie almost Derek Jeter-like slapping that into right field. Just taking what he was given, not trying to overpower the baseball, going with that pitch, again slapping it to right, and he gets on with 1 out, bringing up Jose DeValle.
DeValle is sacrificed, walked, and hit a ground ball to second base. Throw to first. They're aware that Rookie will steal. He stole third the last time he was on the base paths. Here's the stretch. Rookie with a nice lead. He does not go. Shot to second. Second baseman up. Goes to short for 1, and the throw back to first is wild and will not get DeValle. So Rookie is erased on that play. And they went over and tagged him, thought he may have turned the wrong way. DeValle, when the ball got away, went over and hit the dugout backstop thing over there and came back, and they thought he turned wrong, and they tagged him, and the umpire says no. So DeValle is on.
DeValle's on. A nice play there by Bob Klefsis at second, taking that on 1 hop, getting it over to short. But the shortstop, Todd Van Erp, again, up the line a little bit with the throw. Not in time, or not accurate enough to get DeValle. You can't give an error there. You can't assume the double play, so he's on via fielder's choice. And correct, he did not turn towards fair territory, so that's why he gets to stay on.
New pitcher coming in now for the HBK Oilers, coming from the bullpen down the line. We'll have to wait till we get a glimpse of him here and see who this is. But a nice outing today for Martin. As he goes into the 7th inning, he's given up 5 runs and 7 hits so far.
1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Martin keeping his team close in the championship game. It's going to be a left-hander coming in.
This will be number 29, Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold on for HBK. Now, we don't have stats for these guys, so you just have to assume that most of them have pitched quite a bit this week. It's kind of like when the Dodgers and Houston got in that Game 7 the other night. Everybody's eligible to throw. So that's what they're doing. Arnold on now for the Oilers to pitch.
No reason to leave your arms for tomorrow for these two teams. There is no tomorrow in this tournament. This, of course, the deciding game in this championship game of this bracket. So they'll go back home to their normal jobs after a week working vacation in Southwest Florida.
Well, DeValle is on first. They're going to make a change out there in, looks like the shortstop's coming in also. Let me check this and see. Going out, the 24, the pitcher.
They're going to take Van Erp out and keep Martin
in. The game. Yep.
So it looks like the switch really is keeping Martin in the game, and Van Erp comes out, putting Martin at short.
They bring the left-hander in to face this real good hitting left-hander, Larry Hingle, for Orlando. Hingle, he can handle the bat. In fact, they walked him intentionally the last time up. They didn't want any part of it. And Matt Brands came through with a hit to score a run. Change in right field now, as going to right field is Van Erp, number 8. And the right fielder is Perez out there, is coming back out of the ball game. So
there we go. All that switching, and Van Erp and Martin stay in the game, and it ends up the musical chairs ends up with Ramon Perez out of the defensive lineup.
Here's the pitch. Oh, a slow curveball outside. Ball 1. Boy, what a slow breaking curveball that was. Very slow, and Hingle took it for a ball. Tom Arnold is our pitcher. Pitches, fastball, outside corner, called strike, 1-1.
Martin, a right-hander, is replaced by Arnold, a left-hander, so a little bit of recalibration here by the Brewers hitters as they adjust to a new pitcher, a new angle of attack.
Pitch goes to first instead, and the runner back in plenty of time.
Jose DeValle had a couple steps off, not too much though.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. There's that slow pitch. Hit back to the pitcher off his glove. He goes to first, and he got Hingle to retire the side. After it went off the pitcher's glove, for a minute it looked like it might be too far for him to get it, but he didn't. He got Hingle out, and that retires the side. So, in the 7th, Orlando does not score, and the score is 5-2, and we're going to have the 7th inning stretch with God Bless America. Everybody standing here at the ballpark for God Bless America. Fans are more than 1,000 reasons to visit Flea Masters Flea Market, almost across the street from the Player Development Complex on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. Flea Masters has gifts, collectibles, and so much more, and their food is awesome. Let's go down now to Glenn Miller with an interview.
All right, I'm here with Jeff Fortune, Orlando catcher. I want to talk to him real quick. The game's about to start, about the way his pitcher's dealing. Louis Valderrama.
Well, he's doing a good job of throwing strikes and keeping the hitters off balance. We played these guys yesterday. They are a tough hitting team. We're just trying to get ball over the plate, get them to, if they are going to hit the ball, at least make an out.
And he doesn't seem to be fading out there. He's still going strong.
I don't want to jinx myself, but I think he's getting stronger as we go.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. Well, HBK comes to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. They need a 3-run uprising to tie this thing up, so let's see what can happen. The leadoff man is going to be the first baseman, Doug Parks.
You got to love how Glenn Miller, reporter extraordinaire, could get an in-game interview from the catcher who's about ready to start catching in that half inning. That's what you get at Roy Hobbs Baseball.
I would imagine if we were at MLB, somebody'd get fined.
I think Glenn might have gotten the cold shoulder there had that happened, but not here in Roy Hobbs. These guys are ready to play and are professionals in how they address it. So great to talk, great to hear from Jeff Fortune there as he settles in with Luis Valderrama here in the 7th. I keep calling him Jose, and he's Luis.
Luis leading off, first baseman Parks takes a pitch inside. Almost hit him. Doug Parks, big left-handed hitter facing the left-hander Luis Valderrama. Parks walked, had a hit, and then hit into a 1-6-3 double play. Fouls one down the first baseline. 1-1. Sun going down behind us. It's still really, really been a beautiful day here in Fort Myers.
It really has. The breeze has been constant, been refreshing. Here in the shade, a beautiful day for baseball.
Pitch is outside, ball 2, strike 1. If you're anywhere in this great United States and you love the game of baseball, 2 spring training teams within 5 miles here with the Red Sox and our Twins here. 1 at Port Charlotte in the Rays. So good baseball area here. Ground ball right back to first. Throw to first, 1 down as Parks hits an easy ground ball back to Valderrama.
Not only that, and not too long, we're going to have the Atlanta Braves training just up the road from where the Rays train in Port Charlotte. And, spring training baseball here in the Grapefruit League is just fantastic. Obviously, Perfect Game has made this their southern home as well. Amateur baseball for the younger players, and, of course, the Roy Hobbs World Series. Fantastic addition to the Fort Myers area. Baseball year-round down here. It's obviously the Fort Myers Miracle, the Class A team that calls Hammond Stadium here home as well.
Here's a pitch outside, ball 1 to Chappelle. The thing about the Roy Hobbs organization is I was told they take more hotel rooms for their tournament here than any other organization that comes down here. So a lot of people coming down to watch Roy Hobbs World Series baseball.
In its 29th season here, we will do season number 30 next year. Can't wait to make that happen. Hopefully with more games on the internet, live broadcast.
No ball, 2 strike pitch to Chappelle. He takes it up high, ball 1. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you're watching us today or listening to it today, we hope you've enjoyed this because overall, it's been real good baseball to watch.
It really has. This game alone has been a treat. There's been a lot of action in this game. First game was great as well.
Pitch high and outside, 2-2.
Chappelle 2 for 3 here. He has an RBI ground out in the first inning, singled in the third, also singled to lead off the 5th.
I don't know where Chappelle's from, but one of the best hitters I ever coached against was named Chappelle and played for North Carolina State. That ball is down in left field, gets by the center fielder. It's going to roll near the warning track. Rookie goes over, picks it up, and throws it back in, and Chappelle has a double. Boy, he can hit the ball.
Dick Chappelle from Highland, Indiana.
That is him.
So there you go. 62 years young, my friend. He's a director of Parks and Recreation up there in Highland. 3 kids played at North Carolina State.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
My good pitcher from Benton County, Indiana, went there and pitched with Chappelle for the great coach Sammy Esposito. I will have to go down and talk to Mr. Chappelle after the ball game. Here's the pitch on the way to Jensen, the catcher. That's the way I remember Chappelle hitting the ball, too, against us.
I tell you what, he got a hold of that one. That was an easy double for Chappelle there with 1 out. Again, HBK trying to make something happen here.
The set. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Luis Valderrama with a runner at second.
Jensen 0 for 3, grounded out to second in the first. He reached via fielder's choice in the third and flew out to center in the 5th.
Jensen set. Here comes the pitch. Valderrama threw a fastball that time that tailed, and I thought he might get the call on that, but he didn't, so it's 3-0.
That was just off where that outside strike has been all game long for both teams. Just maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches off the outside. Clearly a ball, but just missed.
Let's see if this big catcher, needing 3 runs, do they let him loose here on the green light? 3-0. There comes the pitch. He did not, because it was way inside. Ball 4. So once again, there's danger lurking for this Luis Valderrama, first and second. 1 down, and Big J. Johnson stepping in.
Jay Johnson 0 for 2 with a walk. He reached in the second via walk, struck out looking in the third, and reached via fielder's choice in the fifth. So he's been on a couple times as there's a meeting of the minds out at the pitcher's mound. Valderrama, Fortune, and also his Gil Delgado, the second baseman out there, just talking, checking, making sure all the signs are in place here for Johnson.
A little action going down the left field line to the bullpen, so let's see if they do get somebody started down there. Here comes the pitch to Johnson. It's a ball low and in the dirt. Ball 1.
It may very well be, because Valderrama is starting to show a little signs of fatigue. Not surprising with these guys. And, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get a reliever here in the next pitcher, or in the next at-bat or two, depending on how things go here for Valderrama.
Valderrama checks the runners. Pick off at second, and he's back in time. Second baseman there broke. Valderrama whirled and threw to second. A pretty good throw, but the runner pretty alert, and he's back in. Chappelle.
That was Gil Delgado out there at second base, really making that a close play, trying to get behind Chappelle. Chappelle had to slide back in feet first, got in under the tag, but that was a close one.
The stretch. Here comes the pitch. It's hit high in the air. Second baseman, first baseman, who wants it? The first baseman calls, and he got it. So Johnson, very disgusted with himself there. Johnson, they're both in the lineup, popped out to first. And Todd Van Erp, who's playing right field now, comes to the plate.
Travis Baptist settling under that one, calling off his infield mate his infield mate Delgado, and then settling under and making the play. Again, HBK trying to make something happen, but with runners in scoring position, hitting pop flies in the infield when you want fly balls in the outfield, or ideally hits.
Van Erp steps in. Runners on at first and at second. Pitch is outside, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes.
Valderrama looking a bit displeased there as he settles back in.
Here comes the stretch. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a foul tip. And it's 1-1, 2 out. We're getting late now, bottom of the 7th inning. It's about time if HBK wants to do something that they better do. Well, I know they want to do something. It's just the fact that Valderrama shut the door when it gets tight out here. Let's see if he can do it again. 1-1 pitch, swinging and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Valderrama takes something off that fastball, and Van Erp was just over the top of it, not even close to making contact there, and Valderrama gets ahead on Van Erp.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks in. Comes set. Here's the pitch, and he got the call. 3rd strike on a beautiful pitch on the inside corner. And Van Erp doesn't think so. And that retires the side. So Valderrama gets out of a jam here in the 7th. We've completed 7 complete innings of play. 5-2 in favor of Orlando.
Again, Valderrama working out of a jam. 2 runners on. Doesn't matter for him. He gets a pop fly to first and then gets Van Erp to look at strike 3 on the inside corner. Working out of it again. Walking the tightrope. Still making it happen.
Fans, your baseball escape can double as a beach vacation. Explore and enjoy an island getaway with Lighthouse Island Resort Inn and Suites. Book now for the 2018's 30th Roy Hobbs birthday. That's the Lighthouse on Island Resort on Fort Myers Beach. And also, fans, if you're famished, Sideline Sports Bar and Grill can help you with that. Show your Roy Hobbs ID card and get treated like the superstar you really are. It's conveniently located near Roy Hobbs headquarters down on Veronica Shoemaker Boulevard. That's Sideline Sports Bar and Grill. Go there, find food. All right, fans, we are ready to go into the 8th inning here as it's still 5-2 in favor of Orlando. And the left-hander still out there now for HBK is Arnold. So leading off for Orlando. Have to see who's coming to the plate. They were talking to some gentlemen in the dugout. Let's see who they're going to send up. It looks like it might be Fred Cardenas, but we'll see.
This is number 10, Matt Brantz.
Brantz, the cleanup hitter. Okay. Takes a pitch, strike called from Arnold.
Matt Brantz, he has walked and scored, grounded out to third, and singled and was stranded in the 5th.
1 ball, 1 strike on Matt Brantz, right-handed hitter. David and I were between games looking at some of the pictures that are being transmitted at this ballpark and how clear and good the quality of the picture of this broadcast was.
It really is. I can't wait to go back and watch these games on YouTube. And you know, the production value by the Harmon crew, Harmon Audio and Visual, has been fantastic. And certainly, you know, the graphics that are on these games are fantastic. We can't see it live up where we are, but we love what we saw between games.
Here's a little pop to second base, caught by the second baseman for the first out here in inning number 8. So Brand pops to second, and that'll bring up Fred Cardenas. I'm like you, wanting to take a look at I can't believe how clear that picture looks, and what a good job our cameramen are doing.
Cameramen doing a fantastic job. Our production crew down in the booth doing another fantastic job. Everybody here, a great group of guys. We salute them. The ones that I can see are just giving me the high fives, and everybody. There's a line drive to first, fielded cleanly. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes, but hey, it happens in the middle of the sentence.
That ball
2
was
outs there.
hit, too.
That ball was well struck, but Cardenas just put it in the wrong place for out number 2.
That'll bring up Rick Sheets. 2 down quickly here in the 8th inning.
This entire broadcast is really the brainchild of Tom Giffen, the owner of Roy Hobbs Baseball, who kind of assembled us all and said, hey, let's, you know, why not try to make this happen? And the early reviews have all been very positive. We appreciate wherever you are around the country, around the world even maybe, watching us and listening to us, watching us on YouTube. Let them know at Roy Hobbs, and they will get it back, and we will have more baseball.
Rick Sheets up there with 2 out here in the top of the 8th. Takes the ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Sheets a 2-run single in the 1st. He then grounded out to end the 3rd, and then flew out to 2nd to end the 5th.
The cameramen one of them is still out in the sun, the other one is not, so I think one may get a pay raise, don't you?
No, our third base dugout guy is cool in the shade, and the other one is roasting in the sunshine in the first base dugout. He's got his drink with him at least, but still, you know, it's an easier deal in the third base dugout now, no doubt about it.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Sheets. Here's the pitch, right back to the mound. 1 hop, right back to the pitcher. Throws him out at first. And after the top of the 8th, still 5-2 in favor of Orlando.
Arnold right there, Johnny on the spot, making that play, a 1-hopper right back to him. Fields it cleanly, has plenty of time to get it over. No harm, no foul for Orlando there in the top of the 8th. HBK, though, running out of outs. 6 outs to go, down 3 runs. They put a ton of runners on base. Got to make something happen here towards the end.
Fans, Western atmosphere so inviting you'll never want to leave. Bubba's Roadhouse and Saloon is the place for sports, brews, and burgers. They're located on Pine Island Road in Cape Coral. Let's go down to Glenn with a guest.
All right, with Dick Chappelle, extra hitter or DH? What's the correct term?
I guess they term it extra.
Okay, extra hitter. And you've been hitting 3 hits today. How would you describe your day so far?
Well, personally, it's okay day, but we're still behind.
Yeah, it's one of those mysterious things about baseball. You guys have out-hit them, but you just can't seem to get that big hit when you need it.
No, we've left, as I said a couple innings ago, we've left a bunch of runners on base so far, and we just can't seem to scratch. So we've got 2 innings left, though. Got 2 innings left.
Yeah, you never give up, but you can't run out the clock like in football.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we got 2 innings. Everybody should still get another hack here, and hopefully we can put up at least a 3-spot and tie and go on into extras here.
All right, well, Dick, thanks. The game's starting again.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
All right.
Dick Chappelle, the pride of Griffith High School in Griffith, Indiana.
That was your man.
Yes, sir.
You should have seen the smile on your face.
I didn't smile when he played against us.
I know that.
Here we go in the bottom of the 8th for HBK.
Kyle Messner, Bob Klefsis, and Dave Fouth here. Top of the order for HBK. Again, running out of outs. 6 outs to go to try to make something happen against this scrappy Orlando Brewers squad.
Messner struck out his first time up. He was batting in the number 1 spot. He almost got hit by a fastball that time. Inside, ball 1.
Messner replaced Ramon Perez in the lineup. Perez came out of the game, and Todd Van Erp is out there in right field in his place.
Wind up the pitch on the corner, called strike 1, 1-1. It's just amazing that Luis Valderrama has been in and out of trouble all day, but he is really a gutty performer. Stays in, and he's trying to take his team to the championship. 1-1 is the count. Messner looking out at Valderrama. Here's the pitch from the lefty. Ball inside. Rolls back to the screen. Ball 2, 1 strike.
Valderrama, after allowing the first two hitters he faced to score from HBK in the first inning, he has put 13 runners on base and left 13 runners exactly where they stood.
That is one amazing stat right there. Foul ball out over the stands here behind us on the left side. 2-2. Lead man in the bottom of the 8th for HBK, the Oilers from Minnesota. Valderrama gets the sign and rocks. Here's the pitch. Slow off-speed pitch. That kind up high in the eyes of the batter must have looked like a balloon, and he fouled it back. Left-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher. The shadows are starting to creep out here over the almost to the home plate area.
And unlike in the morning game, now the sun a factor for the second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder. They're having to battle it a little bit more as the sun goes down in the west. I learned that in school, by the way. The sun sets in the west. Most days.
You paid attention.
To that much I did, yes.
Here's the ball outside, ball 4. So a leadoff walk. Nothing good comes from a leadoff walk. And down to first traps Messner. That will bring up the second baseman, Klefsis. Bob Klefsis. They need one more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate.
Here we go again for HBK. Stop us if you've heard this before. The leadoff man aboard. Yet another runner on base for HBK. Nothing has happened since the bottom of the first inning when they put 2 up there. But it's been zeros ever since for the Oilers.
First pitch is a fastball down low, ball 1. There goes action again down to the left field bullpen for Orlando. Valderrama, I don't know what the pitch count is, but he's wiggled out of every jam he's had all day. Good pitching performance. Here's the pitch. That's up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like like you said last inning, he is laboring now, and they're going to go. Second baseman's coming in to talk to him.
This could be a stall tactic, Doug. I'm not privy to what's going on in their bullpen down there and down the third base line, but I gotta think that they just might be trying to get somebody warm here for Valderrama to cough up the baseball, because eventually statistics tell you that HBK is going to push one across.
Unless he pulls some of this magic he's been pulling out of the hat and gets a double play or something right back to him. Let's see what happens here. 2-0 pitch. Outside corner called, strike one.
One thing I've noticed with Luis Valderrama, he's thrown now into his 8th inning. He's been smiling the entire time. You can see it from up here. He looks like he's enjoying himself, even when he's not quite getting the calls that he wants. Still a smile on that man's face.
And that's why, if you are a baseball fanatic, you need to join the Roy Hobbs League in your area, because baseball is always fun. And you can tell these guys are loving the game here today. Foul ball high up on the screen behind us. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Beautiful Hammond Stadium here in Fort Myers, Florida. One of the several sites in which Roy Hobbs World Series action going on across the area. We're delighted to be here as always.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Klofsis went down swinging, and that's the first out here in the 8th inning. And I'll tell you, there again, Valderrama messing around and getting into trouble, and just pulls himself up and strikes out Klofsis.
That's Valderrama's 8th strikeout of the game here. He's had 4 walks, again, scattering 8 hits and just doing the job when it needs to get done.
This may be his toughest batter yet, right here in Fouth. Dave Fouth, what a hitter. Strike called right down the pipe.
Fouth 2 for 3 today. He struck out looking in the first. He singled in the second, doubled in the fourth, and then walked and was one of those stranded runners in the 6th.
No balls, 1 strike. Valderrama looks the pitch. A hot shot that's going to, oh, great play by the second baseman. Throws to short, back to first, but they didn't get the double play. But what a play that was, diving and got the man at second.
What a fantastic play by Gil Delgado. Diving, ranging to his right, a one-hopper that he gloves cleanly, gets to his knees, throws it to Dirk Olay, the shortstop coming over, and boy, it doesn't get any closer than that at first base. The stretch was there by Baptist. Didn't quite get Fouth at first base, but man, that was as good as it gets without being a double play.
What a play. Just when Valderrama is struggling again, he gets that kind of defensive play behind him, and that brings up Mike Marquardt, the left fielder, also a right-handed hitter, and he takes a strike.
Marquardt 1 for 4. He singled in the first inning, struck out in the second, reached via fielder's choice in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th.
We're in the bottom of the 8th, and it's 5-2 Orlando. Runner on for HBK, and a beautiful pitch right over the heart of the plate taken. Strike 2, and I don't think Marquardt liked that. He's backed out of the batter's box.
Just taking a stroll, enjoying a Saturday afternoon. No harm, no foul.
0-2. Now, let's see what he gets from Luis Valderrama. Has an assortment of pitches he can use in this situation. Here comes a fastball, fouled straight back at us. It's still 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Marquardt.
You can tell Valderrama's had a full day out there. Not only, obviously, he's pitched this entire game, but he is awfully dirty from the previous game. The entire back left side of his uniform. His mom, when he gets home, his mom will know he played today.
Pitch is high and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's it. My mom always knew if I played or not, based on how my uniform looked when I got home. For Coach Jago at Cypress, usually clean. But before they started throwing curveballs, I looked a lot more like Valderrama out there.
A curveball. It ended a lot of people's careers. Here's a foul ball straight back. Catcher's very upset. He thought he should have had that foul tip, but
I tell you what, Fortune was upset at himself because that just ticked off the top of his glove, millimeters away from ending this half inning and getting out of yet another jam. Again, Fortune, we've seen him diving for foul balls. He upset at himself for not quite holding on to that one as well.
1-2, 2 out. Runner at first gets a smaller lead this time. He's not going to get picked off when they need several runs here. Valderrama ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Great job of pitching that time by Luis Valderrama. Down go the Oilers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we're going to head now to the 9th inning here at Hammond Stadium, and the wind just all of a sudden picks up again for us, so we're going to have to put up with that.
Luis Valderrama, again, his 10th strikeout there to end the inning. The Hbk has now stranded 14 base runners, Doug. Only 2 runs to show for it. Valderrama is tightrope-like in how he's negotiated through these defensive innings, doing the job when it matters.
Fans, are you in the mood for some awesome people like you at a bar with awesome people like you? That's Catch 22, live music and sports bar. Easy access off Colonial Boulevard near the Midpoint Bridge. That's Catch 22, live music and sports bar. And also, we'd like to thank one of our big sponsors here, the Drury Inn Hotel. Once again, they are a sponsor of World Series baseball action here at Hammond Stadium. The Roy Hobbs World Series in the 9th inning of the Quad A championship game, with Orlando leading 5-2.
Orlando, on the strength of a 3-run first inning, they tacked on 1 in the 2nd, 1 more in the 5th, just holding on. Again, the story here has been as much Orlando's defense and Luis Valderrama's pitching performance with runners on base for Hbk as it has anything else so far in this game.
First pitch to Travis Baptist, the first baseman, is a ball inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Working out of the stretch is the pitcher out there, Arnold, and he throws one inside. I thought that might have hit Baptist. I guess it did not, so it's ball 2, 2-0. Baptist, first baseman, really, really good-looking athlete. He swings the bat well, as do most of the guys in the Quad A game. Pitch up high, ball 3, 3-0 on the lead man here in the top of the 9th.
For Orlando, Fred Cardenas has had an RBI double. Rick Sheets a 2-run single, both of those in the first inning, and then Matt Brant's an RBI single in the 5th. Those are the offensive leaders so far for Orlando.
3 balls, 1 strike on Baptist. The pitch by Arnold is swung on and hit a mile down the left field line, and it bounces once against the wall. And heading to second, going back to first is Baptist. Good outfield play out there to get that ball back in, but Baptist just attacked that ball, 1 hop off the wall down the left field line.
Boy, Baptist gave that thing a ride, I think, on a day where the wind is blowing out or even not blowing at all, and that ball leaves Hammond Stadium because that ball was well struck. Instead, it bounces, 1 hops off the wall. Baptist took a big turnaround first and saw that ball come into second base and said, you know what, I think I'm going to go back to first.
I thought that had a chance. All right, they're going to move the runner over to try to score another run here as the batter, Tremino, lays down a bunt, and he is thrown out at first, but moving to second is Travis Baptist. Nice bunt, nice sacrifice, good execution, and we're going to get a pinch hitter, it looks like, or a pinch runner coming out.
Tremino with a nice sacrifice, giving up his own at-bat there to move Baptist from first to second, putting Baptist, the first baseman, in scoring position out there for Steve Durcollet. 1 out here in the 9th. The Brewers figuring, you know what, the flying Walenda's act that is our pitcher. You never know when that's going to end, so we want to keep the pedal to the metal here. Maybe get another run or two.
This is the shortstop, Steve Durcollet. Runner at second, 1 out. That might be a big insurance run if they can get him in. 5-2, top of the 9th. Arnold, the lefty, who came on 2 innings ago. Tall, slim pitcher. The pitch. Inside, high and inside, ball 2.
Durcollet 1 for 2 on the day. He had a sacrifice bunt in the second. He singled up the middle in the 4th and flew out harmlessly to second in the 6th.
Right-handed hitter. Steve Durcollet, he takes a pitch on the outside corner, called strike. 2 balls and a strike, 1 down. Once again, we're in the 9th. HBK will have 3 more chances with 3 hitters here in the 9th inning and trying to get a lot more. Right back to the mound. Arnold picked it up, looked the runner back to second, and throws out Durcollet at first base.
Great piece of fielding by Tom Arnold. Again, looking the runner back to second before going to first for the second out there. A great piece of fielding. Again, fielding his position, making it happen. 2 outs now for the Brewers. That'll bring up Gil Delgado.
Gil Delgado, right-handed hitter. Last chance to bring this run in. They tried to move him over and get him to second base, and they executed very well, but now they need to get that base hit with 2 outs to score the run. There's a breaking pitch outside corner, called strike. Nice pitch by Arnold.
Arnold's really done a great job. He came in with 1 out in the 7th and got him going 1, 2, 3 in the 8th, and has so far pitched really well.
Here's the pitch. Almost hit him on the right shoulder, but it's a called strike. So he was leaning over, was Delgado, and trying to get the ball to hit him. The umpire said it was in the strike zone. You better smile now.
I know. I'm getting I'm trying not to pay attention. You need to smile. You can hear the click of Greg Wagner's camera over here as he's capturing every moment of what we do.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Second baseman gets it. Wide throw at first, but the tag's applied for the 3rd out of the inning. So we're going to the bottom now of the 9th inning, and fans, it's 5-2. Now it's now or never for HBK.
Nice play by Doug Parks there at first base. The throw by Clefts a little up the bag towards home plate. No matter for Doug Parks. He fields that ball cleanly, makes the tag, gets that 3rd out.
Fans, shout out to our party sponsor, Pinchers. When you want fresh, you know where to find it. 3 convenient locations here in Lee County. That's Pinchers, where you know the food is fresh. Let's go down the third baseline for Glenn Miller with another interview.
I'm here with Jose Rosado, the manager of the Orlando Brewers. You're up in the 9th. Tell me about your ace. He's pitching like an ace. Yep. Ended the last 3 innings with strikeout.
Lewis started our series against UTEC, and we're riding him to the end right now. We have Travis warming up in the bullpen just in case, but right now he seems to be cruising along, so we're riding him.
And he's handled maybe their best hitter, the cleanup batter. He's struck him out 3 times.
Yes, he has them, I think, a little bit off their track. He's a lot of changeups, a lot of off-speed pitches, and he mixes in a fastball. And hey, can't ask for nothing better today.
And the last half inning, when you were on defense, your second baseman made a fabulous back hit.
Yes, Gil Delgado. He's been doing them all week, and that one was really big.
All right. Well, good luck. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, here we go in the bottom half of the 9th inning. The lead man will be the first baseman, Doug Parks. He's going to have to face Parks and Chappelle, the good hitters, right here in a row. So,
as Glenn mentioned, though, Valderrama has done a fantastic job on Marquardt. 3 strikeouts and 5 at-bats for Marquardt in the cleanup spot. So, not over yet, obviously. Chappelle has an RBI ground out. He'll be up second. Doug Parks has a base hit. He got 1 in the 3rd. This game is not over yet, and I'm sure Valderrama knows it, and you better believe HBK believes that as well.
Big Doug Parks, first baseman, left-handed hitter, facing the left-hander Luis Valderrama. Here's the first pitch in the ninth. Inside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
As we said, Parks reached via a walk in the first. He singled in the third, grounded into a 1-6-3 double play in the fourth, and then grounded out to the pitcher in the seventh.
Oh, it hit him. Pitch hit him almost in the head. I don't know. I think he got the hand up there. You folks watching this on the streaming, that was extremely close to hit him in the head. But I think he deflected it enough with his hand. He says he's okay.
Yeah, it looks like it caught him on the right forearm, which is fortunate for Parks. He got that forearm up there, gets a tap on the backside from Baptist at first base. No harm, no foul. Everybody's good. Not the first time Valderrama's plunked somebody. He plunked Ramon Perez to lead off the bottom of the first. So, Valderrama again kind of been all over the place, but he's in a familiar position right now, exactly where he wants to be. He's got the lead runner on,
yes, sir,
ready to make something happen now, ready to start pitching for real.
Here's Dick Chappelle. Runner at first base is number 21, Joe Korkowski, running down there. Chappelle steps in. They can't bring the tying run to the plate unless they can get one more on. That pitch is inside, ball 1. Valderrama, we thought had been laboring since about the 6th inning, but every time he gets out of the jam with strikeouts on his own the last couple of innings. So let's see what happens. Here's a 1-0 pitch taken right on the outside corner by Chappelle. It's a strike, 1-1.
Chappelle 3 hits today and an RBI. He RBI ground out in the first, singled in the third, singles in the fifth, doubled in the seventh.
Here's the stretch. The pitch inside, ball 2 to Chappelle. Chappelle made the last out in the state tournament when my team won in way back in the early years, and he hit a rocket for the last out to the shortstop that almost tore his glove off. That's how close we came to losing. This kid could always hit.
Hey guys, if you could let Glenn know to make sure we'll want to hear from Valderrama.
Pitch is fouled down the third baseline. 2-2 on Chappelle. Runner at first. Nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. Approaching 5 o'clock here in Fort Myers. Luis Valderrama. He's ready. Don't forget, stick around for the awards as soon as this is over. Pitch is outside.
I can't help but to feel that the more Valderrama digs himself a hole here, the better off he feels. I just can't help but to. We've seen 8 innings of this.
Full count. Nobody out. He's in danger of putting the tying run to the plate. And it is. Ball 4 way outside. So with a 5-2 lead, let's see if there's any action. Yes, manager from Orlando is heading to the mound. Let's see if he's going to make a change. 2 on, nobody out. Valderrama's got out of this all day, so why would you worry now?
Valderrama plunked Parks to lead off the inning, hit him right in the right forearm. It was either that or hit him in the head. So I'm glad Parks got his arm up there. And then a walk to Chappelle there puts runners on first and second again. As Doug said, Jon Jensen represents the tying run, about to dig in. And they're gonna leave Valderrama in this game. What do you think about that, Doug?
I think he knows his staff better than I do, but I think that Valderrama has gotten out of the jams. I'd let him have one more hitter.
I agree. At least this at bat will tell you what's going to happen in this game.
Yes,
it certainly will. Certainly the most important at bat of this game is Jensen digs in.
Valderrama at the belt. The pitch on the outside corner. It's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Jensen. Jon Jensen, the catcher.
Valderrama displeased with that ball call. I think that had he not walked the last guy, that might have been a strike.
Yeah.
And Valderrama shaking his head a little bit, shakes off the first sign, and then comes set.
Pitch almost hit him inside. you can see now that he's just aiming the ball right now. So I would say this is his last hitter unless he makes something good happen right here.
This is where Luis Valderrama has lived all game long. So you got to give him this at bat.
Outside, gets away from the catcher, but the runners are now moving up to second and third. But really, the only runner that means anything standing in the batter's box right now, that's the tying run. The other two just make it closer. So it's 3-0, and you do not want to put this guy on the bag.
Pass ball there by Fortune. Really, in the grand scheme of things, not as big a deal because the tying run in the person of Jon Jensen still in that batter's box.
Here's the wind, the pitch. Ball 4, and again, look at Valderrama. He's not happy now. He thought that one was a strike. Manager on his way out will have a pitching change with the bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the ninth, and HBK trailing by 3 runs, and each one of those 3 runs is now on the base paths.
Doug, you were absolutely right. That was going to be Valderrama's final hitter to face unless he made something happen. Instead, he ended up dealing a walk, putting the tying run on base. The bases are full of Oilers right now with nobody out. There's nowhere to put any more of them, and that means Valderrama's done for the day. He gets an ovation from his teammates in the dugout, well-deserved as well, as we get a relief pitcher for the Orlando Brewers.
Boy, he sure does deserve he's getting high fives from everybody in there. He kept them in this game all afternoon. Once again, this is the championship game. A right-hander coming on. Number 45?
Number 9, Wilson Reyes.
Wilson Reyes. Right-hander. Looks like he's a little bit of a side armor. Coming on to try to put the fire out. Nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. Let's see if they're making any other changes. I don't think so. Yeah, there goes. Is that Valderrama going back out into the outfield? Or? Nope.
No.
It is not.
Valderrama finishes with 6 walks, 10 strikeouts, scattering 8 hits, allowing 2 runs. None since the first inning. He is responsible for all 3 Oilers out there right now. So he stands to be the winner. He could not lose this game.
So, Reyes. Wilson Reyes. He's been brought in here to see if he can save this and get Orlando a repeat championship. As we said, they were the champions last year. HBK, bases loaded, nobody out, and coming to the plate is Jay Johnson, the big, tall, right-handed hitter for HBK. Here's the first pitch from Reyes. It is outside corner, strike 1 called. So he starts him off with a fastball in the corner. Pitch that I think Johnson did a good job taking because that's almost unhittable where that was located.
I think with a new pitcher, too, you want to make sure you see that first pitch before you go swinging at it.
Here comes the pitch. Gets away from the catcher, but not far enough. Nope, can't get him in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Discretion, the better part of valor there on the part of Doug Parks. Opting to hold. I don't think he could have gotten there before Fortune was able to haul that back in and potentially get back to make the tag on. Again, nobody out here. You don't want to run yourself into outs with only 3 of them to play with until the end of the game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Jay Johnson looks out at Reyes, the right-hander. Sidearm pitch is outside and high. Ball 2. 2-1. This thing getting nervous now if you're an Orlando fan. You've led since inning number 1 all the way. The bases are loaded. Here's a high fastball, and it's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Wilson Reyes falling behind here on Jay Johnson. Not where you want to be. You got to think the red light is on here for Jay Johnson.
Here comes the stretch by Reyes. The 3-1 pitch is high and outside. He walked in a run. So HBK has scored, and it makes it 5-3.
3 straight walks for Orlando, the third of which brings home Doug Parks easily from third. He is forced in the winning run in the form of Jay Johnson at first base. They're going to take him out and put a runner on.
And I cannot see the number down there, but Van Erp will be the batter. So a pinch runner at first. Now, still nobody out. Your tying run has moved to second base. And the batter is Todd Van Erp. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
Van Erp 1 for 3. He singled in the second, was stranded, walked and was stranded in the third, flew out to center in the fifth, struck out looking in the seventh.
I wouldn't think he'd be swinging here unless it is the pitch he has to have. Almost hit him. Inside, knocked him back off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes.
Wilson Reyes is not doing anything to impress his manager, and sure enough, here comes his manager, Jose Rosado, right now to calm his pitcher down. This is not the situation to get loose and wild. Runners on every base, winning by 2, but nobody out. There's no background to have here.
Short and quick with the meeting. I don't know if he had some advice or if he just went out and told him to throw it over the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. 5-3 now. Here comes the pitch. Oh my, way outside. Ball 3. This poor kid is trying. Now he's just aiming the ball a little bit, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Wilson Reyes walked the first hitter he had, and now he's 3-0 to the next one.
And that's almost a wild pitch. Ball 4 walks in another run. It's 5-4. And there goes the pitcher back out to the mound. We're going to have a pitching change. And it looks like the first baseman may be coming on to pitch. Let's see. He's going into the dugout. I don't know if he's going in to get a glove or what's going to happen. But bases loaded, nobody out. And your tying run is sitting right now at third base.
Looks like Travis Baptist going in to change gloves out of his first baseman's glove, also take his sunglasses off. Probably going to come back out and pitch here for Orlando. A short and not so sweet performance for Wilson Reyes. He walks 2 batters and will head back to the dugout as Travis Baptist, the first baseman, will come on in relief to try to quelch this fire. The tying run at third in the person of Jon Jensen, the winning run at second in the form of Jay Johnson, and Kyle Messner will be up for HBK.
And they're bringing a lefty in to face Messner because Messner is a left-handed hitter. So Baptist, who's been playing all afternoon at first base, Travis Baptist, is going to try to stop what's going on out there for HBK.
Defensively also, Matt Brantz, the extra hitter, goes in and replaces Baptist at first base. So Brantz will be your new first baseman, Baptist your new pitcher. And again, setting the scene, it's 5-4 here in the bottom of the ninth. Nobody out. Bases are full of HBK Oilers. Jon Jensen at third. The tying run, Jay Johnson at first. The winning run, Todd Van Erp over at first base. Just making sure he doesn't get picked off at this point. Or grounding into a double play. But even then, grounding into a double play would score a run. So, but his run is redundant at this point. It's Jensen and Johnson at second and third who are the guys to worry about.
How do you feel as a coach when you bring him in here with the bases loaded and the first 3 pitches went to the screen?
I'm not all that comfortable about my fate, although, you're replacing the guy, Reyes, who walked 2 batters in his only 2 appearances. So, between those 2, I wonder if I could put Valderrama back in the game at this point.
All right, here we go. Messner steps in. And the first pitch from Baptist is low, ball 1. The catcher took another long look. He held the ball. He must have thought that was there.
Infield playing in for Orlando, trying to get the force out at home if there's a ground ball. They do not want to give up that tying run at third.
The stretch and the pitch. Faked like he was going to bunt. He took it all the way. A strike. and it's 1-1.
I've seen wilder things in baseball than a bunt in this situation. I just haven't seen many too much wilder than that. That would be impressive to pull that trigger.
Here comes the pitch. It's outside and low, 2-1.
I tell you what, it'd be hard to swing the bat at this point. I know Messner wants to get up there and end this game and put his team over the top, but with the way this pitching has been so far, you might want to look at one more.
Here's the stretch, the pitch. He swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 2-2.
That ball looked a little down in the zone. That might have ended up being ball 3, but just as I said, Messner might want to hold on to one. He let one rip and just swung over the top of it.
2-2. Nobody out there loaded. And the stretch. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's inside. You know, Orlando wanted that, and HBK didn't. 3-2. No place to put him. No place at all.
Boy, Baptist thought he had strike 3 there, so did his dugout.
Here's the stretch. The full count pitch, swing, and a miss. He got him. He struck out Messner on a great pitch, and that was a big first out for the Brewers of Orlando.
It certainly was. Travis Baptist, a 3-2 fastball down in the zone, gets Messner to swing over the top of it again. All things considered, not the worst thing in the world to strike out there. Still only 1 out.
Here's Klaufus, the second baseman, right-handed hitter now. He hits a high pop-up down the left field line in foul territory. Third baseman goes back and makes the catch. Boy, that's a big play right
Lester
there.
Tremino with the defensive play of the game, twisting and turning, corkscrewing himself almost into the ground there in foul ground behind the third baseline, makes the play, hauls that in, and now just like that, once again, 2 outs, and Orlando, who's been doing this all game long, trying to work out of the jam of all jams.
And if you are from HBK, this is the man you wanted to play, Dave Faust. It's a ball, a strike at the knees, strike 1. Dave Faust, third baseman, professional type hitter. This guy can really rake. 2 out. He needs a base hit. Ball bounced up there. Nice stop by the catcher.
Again, Jeff Fortune all game long has been just blocking everything in the sun behind there, making a great play to keep that ball from going to the screen. That ball goes to the screen. We might have a tie game.
5-4 Faust at the plate. Right-handed hitter, and he can hit. He is a 1-1 count, and here comes the pitch. It's a high foul ball down the right field line. Looks like it's going to go down by the mower, and it almost hit the automated mower down the right field line.
The Roomba mower now has a baseball obstacle to deal with. A long strike there for Faust, 1-2 now against Travis Baptist, the Orlando pitcher.
Baptist, the left-hander, is ready. The fans here are really on the edge of their seats standing. Here's the pitch. Down low, and it's a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is everything you would want in a championship game at this level. 5-4. You're looking at the tying run right down there at third. The winning run is at second. The 2-2 pitch coming. Here it is. He swung and missed. The catcher steps on home plate, and this ball game is over. And the Orlando Brewers are the repeat champions in the Quad A. What a strikeout on that one, David.
How about that? Baptist comes in with the bases loaded, the tying run at third, the winning run at second. He gets a strikeout of the leadoff hitter Messner, gets Klefstis to fly out to third and foul ground, and then gets Faust to strike out swinging at a ball in the dirt to end the game, and the Orlando Brewers tight roping through situations all game long, again come through in the pinch, stranding runners 15, 16, and 17 to end the game and go on to be the back-to-back Roy Hobbs World Series champions.
What a game, what a pitching performance there by Baptist, and really a pitching performance by their left-handed starter, Luis Valderrama. He kept them in this all day. They got the 3 runs in the first, and they made the lead hold up as they win 5-4 here in Fort Myers. We're going to have a presentation of the awards here in just a moment, the runner-up trophies and medals, and then the championship medals. And we'll have Glenn Miller down on the field. He's going to talk to some of these players, so we'll wait till they get them all set up out there.
Orlando again scoring 3 runs in the top of the first inning, an RBI double by Fred Cardenas, then a 2-run single by Rick Sheets, staking Valderrama and the Brewers to a 3-0 lead. They tack on another one in the second to make it 4-2, and then add a 5th run, which turned out to be a crucial one, an RBI single by Matt Brantz with 1 out in the 5th. Luis Valderrama all game long after that bottom of the first, he gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. And he ends up pitching a gem. He struck out 10. He stranded 14 runners. A lot of trouble. He left the bases loaded in the 9th for Wilson Reyes, who walked 2 runners in. Then Travis Baptist comes off from first base to pitch and closes the door for Orlando to take home the trophy.
They had to win at 10 o'clock this morning. They got it. They came out here. They had to win in this one. They did it. So they are deserving champions. Both teams out now to get their awards. And while they're doing this, we'd like to say a huge thank you to Jersey Mike's subs. Thanks. There's nothing like a sub from Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is one of our fine sponsors for the World Series action here today from Hammond Stadium.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you for a game well played.
This is Tom's wife down there making the awards, and she is a very, very important part of this. Okay, now we're going to
all right, guys.
Go to Glenn
Congratulations. Miller. Great game. Tough loss for you guys. Battled back, fought back. You're going to pull it out there at the end, so it's a tough loss. But you had a great week. And congratulations to the Brewers. Tremendous game. Great game by your starter, Valderrama. Did I say that right? And then great catch. Where is he? Lester. That's a tough angle. Great play. Great week. Congratulations. We got medals for you. And we got hats. So, and as soon as we're done with this and you get pictures, I want to do a couple interviews for TV with your manager and your relief ace and your starter, and maybe 1 or 2 others. We'll play it by ear, okay?
Now they're going to award the trophies for the runner-up team from HBK, and I know that they're down, but after this week they played great today, and they had a chance to win it right there at the last and could not get it done.
They sure did. You know, they 10-run to Orlando yesterday. They were 7-0 all week long, and you know, within 90 feet of tying the game here with nobody out here in the 9th. That's a tough way to lose, a tough way to finish what had to have been a great week for HBK, a team that has been to the Roy Hobbs World Series countless times. You know, that's going to be a tough trip back to Minnesota for these guys to come up so close without taking home the ultimate prize.
They're getting their medals placed around their neck for the silver medal, and then the gold medals will be to the Orlando. I'm telling you, Orlando really deserves this because they just fought out of everything you can imagine today, and they had to be tired. They had played already this morning, and I'm really impressed with the pitcher, Luis Valderrama. Glenn Miller doing the honors of passing out the hats to the champions down there. Once again, this is the Quad A. 4A, these are guys that came here this week and really, really have played a tough schedule. They're all good athletes, and this is the culmination of quite a week in the Quad A Series 45 and under. Over.
the medals given out to the second place team HBK, and then the medals will be given out to the champions, to the Orlando Brewers, and then Glenn Miller's going to do a couple interviews right now while we have a chance.
And while we have a chance, I'd like to thank our sponsors, the Shell Factory, Jersey Mike's, Catch 22 Live Music and Sports Bar, Burt's Bar, Pinchers, the Lighthouse Inn and Resort, Flea Masters, Nervous Nellies, the Shrimp Shack, Bubba's Roadhouse, Sideline Sports Bar and Grill, and Got Game Hub. We'll just go down to Glenn Miller.
All right, we're on. Jose Rosado. I mean, did I say it right? Yes, congratulations. Congratulations to the Brewers. Take me through the ninth inning. Did you lose a few years off your life there?
No, I think I lost a few hairs off my life. What can we say? I rode Lewis as long as I could. Brought Wilson in, who closed our other game over here, but he was happy. He wasn't coming through. Went to my other ace, Travis, and what can I say? He did the job.
And how many pitches did he throw? Do you have a pitch count?
Lewis? Oh, today is no pitch count. Today was every man on, and we'll rest the rest of the year.
And those first 8 innings he pitched, the last 3 innings, he struck out the last guy of each inning, and I mean, whenever needed him out, he would get it.
Yes, he was cruising along, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to finish with him. It seemed like he got tired, and it came pretty much crashing in, and he walked the bases loaded, and then it was just change pitchers and see who can throw some strikes there.
And talk about the play. It could get lost. Your third baseman made. Lester, yes. That's a tough angle going back. How would you describe what he did there?
That was a big key play. I mean, that just, I think, pretty much put a dagger in them. Because after that, I think the batter became defensive instead of aggressive out there. So great play all around. The guys played the entire week. The guys played great. So just happy with them, every one of them.
And talk about bringing Travis in, bases loaded.
Yes.
Nobody out. Run at third, right?
Yeah, we actually used Travis a couple of times during the week to close games, and he came through every time. So why not? He pitched here before. He's a ex-major leaguer with the Twins, so he was at home.
This is Travis behind us.
Yes, sir.
Can you bring Travis over? Travis, congratulations. So you know the stadium.
Yes. They've done a lot of improvements since I was here, but yes.
So take me through the ninth inning. You come in, bases loaded, up a run, tying run at third. Well, I mean, you're an ex-pro, but still jitters or nerves?
Oh, well, always, because you're out there competing. And bases loaded, there's no room for error. So got to pound the strike zone, get ahead, and then you can mess with them if you want. But right there, I was going sinker, sinker, sinker. I'm trying to get a ground ball or run it off the plate and swing and miss.
And talk a little about Lester's play. I'm standing right here. That's a tough angle going back on that pop-up. How big a play was that, and how tough was that?
Oh, that's huge. And I still can't believe he made it. Going back like that and then a turnaround with his glove up in the air, that's how you win games like this. Is everybody's got to contribute. Everybody's got to do something. Lester makes a magnificent play. And, Jeff's back there blocking balls, and that's how we do it as a team.
And talk about your starter. I mean, 8 great innings, got a little tired at the end, but talk about those first 8 innings he pitched to get you to this point.
I mean, he was pounding the strike zone down, good downhill, so that's what made him extend longer, and, some swing and misses, and his changeup was good, his breaking ball was good, everything was fluid out of his same motion, so that's why it got them off balance. He did an awesome job.
And how many years have you played Roy Hobbs, and how many titles have you won now?
2 and 2.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm only league age 46, so just came down here last year for my first time.
And what brought you back this year?
Just the guys and having fun and playing ball again, This is going back even before pro ball. This is more like when you were a kid type playing, Legion and Little League, and you get those same types of feelings, that same type of excitement, camaraderie, you play and pitch and all that, and so I love it.
And you'll be back next year?
If work lets me, absolutely, but they should.
Are you a pharmacist? Okay, well, that's cool. My sister's a pharmacist. All right, well, Travis, congratulations.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, fans, that was the star of the save there for Orlando. Final score out here was Orlando 5 and HBK 4, and the winning 4A team is the Orlando, and that's the Brewers. So they repeat from last year. Well, we've enjoyed it, Dave, today. Thank you for everything.
My pleasure. Luis Valderrama with the win here tonight. Travis Baptist with that crucial clutch save coming in with the tying runner on third, the winning run on second base, just with nobody out and getting 2 strikeouts and a fly ball out in foul territory to win the game. Magnificent end to a great day of baseball. Can't wait to do it more. We can't wait to see more great Roy Hobbs World Series action. Bring it to you live on the internet.
We'll be back here next Saturday. We'll have 2 games, one at 10 and one at 2. The Roy Hobbs World Series returns to Hammond Stadium next Saturday. Hope you'll all be back. Until then, thank Glenn Miller, David Wasson. I'm Doug Jennett. We hope you've enjoyed it, fans. Join us again next Saturday. That's all for today. Thank you and good night.